Ooh. Hey, you ain't got no job, dude. What are you doing? People get mad at me too. Like one of my videos, I'll say like that's unemployed bum behavior. Like, oh, actually, I have 2 jobs. It's like it does not look like it at all. I don't know what jobs they are that you work fucking 3 hours a day. Oh, I mean, it's that's weird. I actually recorded a video and I'm gonna release it after the podcast. It's kind of similar. Weird. Ugh. No bleeps. No. What? No. What the fudge? Yeah. Oh yeah, fire away, dude. Throw whatever you got. Hell yeah, let's do it. Man, long. Like ever since I got back, like they cut me away for that leave and they're like, hey, you're back. Guess what? We got all of this stuff that needs to be done. Oh, dude, I love it. You get used to it in the military too. Like at some point, you fart and like no sound, nothing. It's just a whistle. That's all they hear. Yeah. If not, I'm sure they'll tell you.
What's going on, Virgin Gang? What's happening, man? We have Opossum Bud on the podcast today. Appreciate you coming through, man. First, I kind of want to start by apologizing. I think I canceled on you like 2 different times. So
I think I canceled on you once.
It's fine. It's cool, man. I appreciate you coming on here. Welcome in, everybody. If you guys are listening in live or if you're watching this on the replay, we're going to be talking with the one, the only Nick Opossum Bud. And Nick, man. So I want to. The first time I really saw your content was during the Seismic Shock saga. Man. Dude, we could go through your channel and it's like your Dragon Ball Z channel. It's like sagas. It's like sagas over there. But from there, I kind of went back and saw some of your videos. You used to like do the gameplay over the talking, right?
Oh yeah. That's the content I used to make before. I used to do boss battle videos, like how to like beat said boss way back in the day.
Oh shit, for real?
Like the first, way back. And then I kind of integrated that into because I was successful. There's people that get nothing. You'll never find my videos on that stuff. But I just integrated that stuff into Instagram. Started doing the commentary thing in 2020. Weirdly enough. Right around the same time Rattle started doing it on YouTube. Actually, if you want to get real technical, slightly before he did. Not what it was about. It was more about the whole man, scammers were wild in 2020 whenever Champions Path dropped. It was different, and I actually had someone personally affected by somebody that was a big old scammer that was just taking pre-orders for Champions Path. And I was like, dude, I'm just gonna pick up a microphone. I'm just gonna help try to spread the word. And ever since, it's just been talking shit and junk and stuff. Yeah, man, it was somebody that I actually worked directly with. It was like a good friend of mine. He's currently not here where I'm at. He actually moved away. I believe he'll be coming back here soon though. But yeah, dude, he got a couple pre-orders for Champions Path because it was wild. I think people, if they weren't here, I don't think y'all remember how crazy Champions Path was. It was something ridiculous. It changed the Pokemon space overnight. So people were trying to secure pre-orders, and there's people that were advertising, "Oh, dude, I got these hookups. I can do this. I can get you all that." And some people take money, and just weird things will happen. They'll just stop showing up to work. They'll stop messaging people back, and it happened a little bit more back then. Before 2020, scams happened, but they weren't like what they are now. It wasn't anything like crazy. It was like, oh man, someone didn't send this card, then they said they sent in a plain white envelope, right? So there's no tracking for it or something. Like it was shit like that.
Yeah. So It's crazy. Like once that boom happened, like early on, like in 2020, then it just kind of ramped up. Because I feel like before that, it was mostly like EX era stuff that was like a big, always like a reseal problem. It's still a reseal problem, but even like early on at that point, before like there was a huge influx of people coming in here, there was just like that reseal problem from like the EX era, and then here and there stuff, but not as prevalent as it is like especially that time. And right now, especially too, because it's bad, and then whatnot just magnifies that at times.
Oh,
It's like
whatnot.
I don't remember like the beginning of whatnot. I just
I
kind
do.
of remember. I don't for some reason. I just remember
Yeah,
it was there, and it was like, what the fuck is happening right now?
I do. It's crazy. No, I mean, you're right. It just kind of popped up one day. It used to be really big for Funkos and clothes. It didn't used to be like a big TCG hub.
It
So
was
when
like
Funkos were in their
a sneaker thing, and
yeah,
like yeah.
yeah, Funkos when they were huge. Because I mean, like I get trashed for like my Funkos all day in the comments. I think it's hilarious. But like that, these used to be huge. Like these used to be the collectible. Like everybody was like, this is the shit. There was collectibles that were like the Funkos were like 250, 300 for some of them. If they're like the Chase One variants especially.
Yeah.
And then just like I think. Man, when did it happen? Like 2021? I think that's when people really started moving over to the whatnot side because they were bringing in people, they were offering good deals. There was like the referral rates, and it was kind of new for the whole TCG thing. So they were offering people just like stupid money. They were just throwing stuff at people, like just product too. Like they were like, bro, we can get you some Champions Path. Bro, we can get you some money. We can get you a viewership. Just come in and start ripping packs. And I think that's really where it took off.
That's like that's still a weird place, man. I don't understand it. I don't, it's funny too because anytime obviously I stream, I do the openings, ripping ships and stuff like that too. But anytime I get asked, I'm like, oh, you guys do it? You do it on TikTok or whatnot? It's like it's never asked like, oh, you do it? Do you do it on YouTube? Be like, no, like neither one of those. There's just do it on YouTube. And like, oh, how come you don't do it on whatnot? I'm like, honestly, because it's just a terrible stigma, and everybody would be looking at me sideways if I tried to do that, and I wouldn't want to do that based morally on like how they run their company and how it's just perceived literally. So it's like, okay, well, do I want to enjoy the people that are coming here, or do I just want to be like, oh, fuck you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get this bag right now. It's funny.
That's fair too, because like it's a shame too, because there is some good people and whatnot, and I think it's got a good idea and it's got a good intention. It's
terrible
just
execution.
it's so easy for people to just be degenerates on that site. I don't know how it's so easy for them to do.
Right.
I mean, biggest example, Blake Spriggs.
Man,
I mean, that example.
That's another saga on your channel too, man.
Yeah. I didn't do near as much as Rattle. He was definitely the forefront for that too. We definitely pushed that because he did a lot of work for it. I'm not gonna take away from what he did, but I mean he was the big one pushing.
Yeah.
It's crazy though. That was free content.
It's funny, like anytime I'm seeing something like big pop up, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be awesome content for Nick right here, man. It's like I was waiting for you to do, I think there was like a recent Target brawl outside in front of the Target where everybody was fighting. I'm like,
you know what? Did you see that video? Because I did that, and if you didn't, you want to know why you didn't see it? That bitch got age restricted immediately.
I saw I didn't see it come up on my timeline, but I saw your IG post about it. It's like instantly got age restricted.
And it still got like 10K views, which is insane for like, that's how crazy that shit is. It got age restricted and it still got 10K. That's how crazy that brawl was. Because normally if something's age restricted, it gets cut like in like a fourth of like your normal views. Because people just don't it doesn't get recommended to them.
Right.
Or people don't want to sign in and actually go through the entire process and do that whole thing. So
it's like it's funny too, because as everything was ramping up, like I knew, I'm sure like anybody that's kind of like in the hobby kind of knew as soon as Pokemon announced everything, from the evolution set, which was prismatic, to the trainer Pokemon, and then Rocket. I'm like, okay, it's gonna get bad. I didn't know how bad it was gonna get. I didn't think it was gonna get this bad, but I was like, okay, well, people are gonna be fighting for this for sure. Like it's a no brainer. I'm like, okay,
real brawls too, like real, like, man, they're like actually out there like fighting. People are doing kicks, like slamming fools.
Like I'm like, man, it makes me feel almost like ashamed. Like, oh damn, I'm gonna be grouped into these people. It's just like, damn,
dude. I work with people that, and they know I collect Pokemon because like on my desk I have like a slab and like a little Pokemon thing. It's like, hey, this is what I'm about. I do this work, but hey, here's a little piece of me on my desk. And they come up and they're like, hey, you seen that shit? And I'm like, yeah. They're like, are you part of that? And it's like, are you asking if I go out and I like fight people for cards? No. No, I don't. I don't, and I should. I should be a part of that. You know why? I'm married to a fucking Evolution fan, and that's all. Like,
It's the only he wants.
that's what she wants. She wants to collect Evolution. It's crazy too.
Virginia probably hates everything and everybody
man,
right now.
She hates this shit, and she hates it too because she has you remember seeing her card part. She has Evolution tattoos.
Right.
Like she has Umbreon, Espeon, and then Sylveon and Glaceon together.
Mm-hmm.
And she got those in 2018, 2019, before the Pokemon boom even happened. She always liked the Evolutions. And then Eevee Heroes came out, and she was like, fuck. And then like Prismatic Evolution came out, she's like, fuck.
It was a wrap by the time Prismatic came out.
Dude, she knew. She already knew. Terrestrial Festival, I'm surprised that didn't go as bad as it did. That was actually kind of affordable. Mm-hmm. And we managed to get the things we wanted from that. Dude, Prismatic, like...
I've yet to still see like any actual product in like we were talking a little bit about it before we started right now. Like okay, going into like the shop, I haven't seen anything in Target as far as Prismatic goes. And since its release date, man, it's that bad. At least here in California, I hear like a lot of people they have a little bit of luck in like the Midwest areas and stuff like that. But I know even you still don't even have like that much accessibility.
It's crazy because so like these tins, right? I get asked about this shit all the time.
Yeah.
Someone hooked us up with that because they knew Virginia liked it. They actually were able to hook us up with MSRP for that pretty easily. So I was like, cool. He's like, hey, bro, it's not sealed. Is that? It's like, dude, I don't give a fuck if it's sealed. I don't care. Like, I don't care. I'm not reselling this sucker.
Yeah.
I have seen a couple of Prismatic things out. So there's little 2-pack blisters. Mm-hmm. I've seen those, and I managed to pick up a couple of those at Walmart. But those suckers were gone because I went and did like my regular shit at Walmart.
Yeah.
And I circled back, dude, gone. Like just kaput. So things move quick here, and I really do think it's one or two people. I've seen an ETB here, but that got grabbed up immediately. Like that was like I don't even know how to put it. Like someone falls into a mosh pit and just gets like thrown all the way back, and you just never see that person again.
Yeah,
like, dude.
From what I understand, apparently there was like I don't know, a Facebook post that I saw, but posted onto like an IG story here, like in my area. And I think there's about 1 or 2 people that like go and hit up any of the vending machines. Cause I mean, we got a vending machine, maybe I want to say we got one last November. So, you know, at that point it was still, okay, there was stuff in there. You could get it. You know, it was, nobody gave a fuck. You know, there was Paradox in there for days. Nobody cared.
Yep.
Now
Paradox is a top performing set. Isn't that crazy?
It's the flip, man. The flip from early Scarlet and Violet from the beginning of it to now. Like everybody left the hobby as soon as Scarlet and Violet came out. They gave Scarlet and Violet like half a chance, and after that, by the time Paldea Evolved came out, everybody was gone. It was.
You know what it was too, right? You know what actually was like the fucking flip switch that did it? It was Pikachu. That's really what did it. And I swear I saw that Pikachu and I was like, we're so fucked. We're so boned. And I didn't want to be negative. I know other people in the community saw it too. I wasn't like Miss Cleo and just saw everything coming. I think a lot of other people were like kind of smelling it in the wind. Yeah. But I knew at that point, I was like, it's over, man. People are going to like crystal hats. People are going to pretend. Like Greninja had like mixed results and stuff like that, but it was still kind of, I was like, Pikachu, it's over.
No, yeah. And the thing is, like with that Pikachu, I still, Latias is my favorite from that set. The Greninja, I enjoyed that. Actually, I always talk shit about the way they did the Terra SIRs. I didn't enjoy them, the way they would create them. But with the Greninja, I felt like, oh, okay, this was like the first one I could actually get on board with. I enjoyed it. Like when I saw it in Haze, was it what's the Japanese version? Right? Crimson Haze, yes. I was like, okay, that's a sick card, you know? And then I saw the Pikachu too. I'm like, well, we're going to be fucked for sure.
Yeah, we're cooked.
Even then, though, I didn't realize exactly how bad it was going to be. I was like, okay, it's going to come out. It's probably going to tops about $400. I was just basing it off where the Greninja was at.
Nope.
When it hit like $700, I was like, what is happening? And then, just like you said, it just started. You could see it. It was a wrap after that.
It was so fast. I agree with you. I think my Milotic is a better card than the Pikachu. Personally, I think that
my Milotic is nice.
Beautiful.
My son pulled that in Japanese. It was amazing, man. It just went all. I guess it depends on how you look at it, downhill or uphill from there.
That's what it is. Some people are actually having a good time because everyone's like, oh, it's so doom and gloom here. And it's like, hey, man, like as someone who's in the content space, there's some people having a fucking blast right now.
Yeah.
There's some people who are like, the hobby is extremely interesting. It brought everybody back. Like, this is what the Pokemon hobby needs to be. We're keeping it alive. The blood flow is pumping. There's a whole other side of the coin.
It's like, I still kind of don't know how to feel about it because with at least with you're able to you're doing kind of reporting side, commentary side on stuff. I'm like in the actual.
You can call it what it is. It's just bullshit. But
No, it's not. It's not. I mean, it's fucking hilarious. That's what it is, man.
Appreciate it.
Like on my side, like I'm doing like the rips and stuff like that. Even like me, I'm like over here. I'm like, damn. Can I justify? I can't justify paying $130 for a brand new Japanese box just to have it on release day. It just doesn't make sense to me. I know MSRP in Japan is 35. I understand coming over here is going to be a markup regardless, but I know that audience is looking at the Western audience already like, yo, we're about to fucking make a killing with this new set.
We're killing these boys. They're in our grasp.
It's a weird spot, man. But
Japan knows it too, man.
Like,
they know like the previous time because you were around whenever it happened previously, right?
Like, V-Star Universe came. I feel like V-Star Universe was still a worse rollout as far as the price point on it versus how Terrestrial Festival was this time,
dude. So I agree with that. I think it's gonna get worse for Terrestrial eventually, or maybe sooner. But dude. V-Star was wild. That was a time.
That was a weird time. And by that time, everybody was just like so accepting of, okay, this is what the price is. That's fine. Just like I feel like not everybody was as knowledgeable on the Japanese side of things at that point because that was like the first major, before Terrestrial, V-Star, but that was like the first like big boom in like the Japanese side of things in forever. I feel like
since EV Heroes and like that time. So in between, what was it, Starbirth? Because VMAX Climax is pretty big. It's like Starbirth all the way to Incandescent Arcana.
Like I feel like Incandescent was crazy for a little while too, and then
because
Lost
that
Abyss.
One guy was pumping that fucking Licia PSA 10, man. That dude was going in on it.
It's crazy, man.
He was going in.
Licia,
not SAR. Excuse me.
The Serena?
The Licia. So Serena was popular. The Licia, it's an Altaria card, but it's a CHR.
Yes.
Remember that one? It's like Licia with Altaria.
So that would have been a VMAX, right?
That was an Incandescent Arcana.
Oh,
that was in that set. So specifically in Japanese, but there was another one that kind of went a little crazy too in V-Star. I'm trying to remember what it was, but you're right. The Serena did go crazy too.
Was it the Alessa Sparkle? Irida was up there. Okay, I remember that.
$300 almost at one point.
Which
is a great card, like with the entire Pearl clan.
Yeah,
the whole clan pulled up. I liked it. It was a good card. I was looking at that and I was like, y'all fuckers don't even like trainers. What the fuck, man? What the fuck?
Yeah, the amount of hate that you probably still had just because I'm like, dude, this is the one fucking thing that I like.
Because you know what's going to happen? The English trainers are going through that shit right now where people are like all of a sudden being like, oh, English trainers are kind of, which if people like them, cool.
Yeah.
I'm going to get blamed so hard for like pumping them because I was picking them up because like they're cheap. People are going to literally be like, that guy right there, especially because I show them on my videos now. I got that same kind of treatment almost for Japanese because I had a lot of Japanese trainers before that. And it's like, dude, I have one copy of them and I haven't sold them. What are you talking about? What do you mean? And I bought them when I was poor because they were cheap. I'm still poor.
Hey, you could have got a bag, man.
I could have.
But you would have imagine like saying everything you did and then doing it. You would have got so cooked you could have never came back. That's the thing.
That's the thing. Like, not that I care about. Like, but like I genuinely would feel bad if I did. I'd be like, fuck, dude.
Yeah.
Like I'd have to have a really good reason to sell them. It'd have to be a damn good reason.
Like a real life type of situation stuff, man.
Yeah, real life.
All right, so I kind of went off on a tangent on that. I was going to ask you like early on, like more with your content, you did the voiceovers and everything like that. There was a point in time where you're like right around that 4,000, 5,000 sub mark, man. And I feel like after that, it kind of started taking off for you, like with whatever you were doing or like just people tuning in more into what you were saying. Do you remember that time? Do you remember like an instance where you like, because I know that you don't really like just linger on the numbers of side of things, but you had to have noticed like there was like a big influx of, whatever you were doing for the content.
I do kind of remember more people just kind of showing up at one point. To be 100% fair, I do got to like Ryan, Cool Train Ryan, he shouted me out a couple times.
Yeah.
Which I love the guy. I really do. He helped me out a lot in the beginning parts of it.
Yeah.
me and him don't really talk a whole lot anymore, but J Love also really did like help me out a little bit too. I can't be just unfair and say he didn't help me out at all. There's
Yeah.
people along the way that have definitely like kind of supported me. I've had Rev mention me a couple times, like talking about like specific instances or something. Nothing crazy, but like I
Right.
know when the username stuff, like the Instagram usernames were being like banned across the board.
Yeah.
But I think the climate changed. I think really people's takes on Pokemon cards changed because before that, like me making content on Instagram, like me making little funny little quips and like doing commentary stuff. It was okay. Like I had like 1,000 views, 2,000 views here and there. I
Yeah.
didn't really have like crazy success or anything, and I was just kind of doing it just for fun, just to like kind of vent and
Yeah.
do stuff and have like some content, man. Then I actually moved over to YouTube because at the time I was talking to Alex Ketchum. Me and him, we'd known each other for a while. And he basically was like, bro, you need to go to YouTube. Like, you'll pop off over there. And I was like, there ain't no way, dog. Like, fucking some scrub ass like me. There ain't no way. And I eventually took it up for him because Instagram made it very hard for me to upload. And then they made a bunch of changes to videos that was unfriendly to people. They couldn't go back and like rewind stuff. They couldn't pause very well.
Right.
IGTV went away because I used to
I
upload to
remember that.
IGTV personally.
Yeah.
And they just cut that shit and it just made video uploading a pain. So I was like, all right, fine. I'll just go YouTube. Okay,
Yeah.
cool, whatever. And I did it. And I messaged Alex. I was like, I went to YouTube. I hope you're happy. And then I did it. And yeah, I got partnered within like 3 months.
That's cool, man.
It's crazy. I think just the climate of Pokemon changed. And I think people were even if they didn't agree with me, I let people just disagree with me. I let them have their opinions on my space. That's always something people can do. They can always just say, I hate you. And I'm like, okay,
I don't care.
Fine. You're welcome to it.
And to be like where you're at with the content, you have to have thick skin because I mean you're dishing it out. So if there's any sense of weakness, like you can't take this even though you're dishing it,
nobody deserves to be fucking ripped on more than me. No one deserves it more than me. I deserve for someone to come in and Tarzan kick me in the chest. Okay, like and I know that I can't take any of this personally because it's not personal. And I hope people to a degree understand that, especially with some of the content I've been doing lately where it's been a little bit chilled back. And I've just been talking about happenings that have been going on because there's so many people talking about all the instances, all the drama and all that stuff. And not that I have a problem talking about drama. I don't really want to like take away from other people's views, especially since people are going up. But a big thing, Rock Sandy. Me and him were kind of uploading the same video like back to forth next to each other. And we weren't coordinating that at all. But I felt really bad because I felt like I was like taking potential views from him or something like that. And I don't want to do that. Like if I can talk about something else in 2 videos, I can always talk about it later after the algorithm's all circulated as shit or something like that. You can't take it personally. You really can't because it's not personal. The shit people say about me, people just straight up lie and say like I said stuff that never happened in the video whatsoever. And you just can't take that stuff seriously because
it's the internet. People are gonna say whatever the fuck they want to say.
It's not personal.
And it's tough for people to do that. I feel like people aren't built like that anymore. But it's good. I feel like even with me, like all right, like with your content, like there'd be sometimes I'm like, okay, I'm like watching a lot of it. Other times I'm like, okay, I got to step away from that side of stuff.
No, it's fair, totally fair.
And I feel like that's like even with like whatever I do, like I don't think people should be watching openings all the time or man,
just looks good. I want to open that ATV.
Just go back and forth, do whatever you want to do, and I feel like the balance of it, but people get like so caught up, and then the people's opinions are like stone nowadays. They don't.
Oh yeah, they don't budge.
They don't budge on anything, dude. I'm like, bro, I'm just stating my opinion. Why are you getting so butthurt about it?
There's something admirable about people standing by their opinions too. I'm open to criticism. Like if someone has like legit criticism, or I'm able to be like, oh snap, I didn't really think about it at that angle. Oh. That's weird. I've had to apologize a couple times. I've had to straight up just be like, yeah, man, I got that wrong. My bad. It's really not that big a deal.
At least you do it unlike some people.
Topic. Yeah. But if it's a big, heavy topic and like you kind of got to sit down beforehand and be like, all right, so here's what people are talking about. Here's what it is. Here's the consequences of me bringing it forward. Here's the consequences if I don't. You got to weigh out the heavy stuff. But if it's something light and I get something wrong, I mean, I'll just be like, oh, shit, my bad. Sorry. Here's where I got it from. This wasn't right.
If it becomes like a legal issue at that point, though.
Yeah.
I mean, tell me a video that you like literally you can remember and you're like, all right, let me get all this shit straight so I get as minimal blowback as possible.
Calling out people opening stuff way too early. Those things especially. So like the parapods and the seismics. Yeah. Those ones I had to be really careful about because I actually had to be damn sure of what I was saying had like actual evidence behind what I was saying.
Right.
Because I mean, 7 8 weeks, excuse me, and then the first time with like the Silver Tempest thing, apparently how Pokemon Company, I still don't know if that's fucking true. I mean, I honestly think that that's a lie, but I can't prove that. So until I can prove it, it happened.
Right.
But you really gotta have your ducks in a row for that, because especially how some people, like, my shit's not a business or anything.
Yeah.
Some people that is a business for them. Some people this is their livelihood, and some people, I mean, they're gonna have to prove that it was defamatory. But I mean, it's still gonna be time, effort, and money that I'm sure people would rather spend somewhere else. You really gotta make sure you got your ducks in a row. And there's wording for things like, in my opinion, allegedly, reported on, this source said, like things like that, where like you kind of have like the plausible deniability, because most of the time if you're good faith reporting on stuff, we're talking about a topic, that's usually what it is anyway. You're just kind of addressing and giving your opinion. But you really gotta like lay that shit out for certain people, because there are going to be instances where people, I mean, it's a cold world out there, man. People want to take you down. They want to watch you suffer. They want to watch
hit you with them copyrights.
They do, and they did, and that's the one thing where I'm still mad. That's the only thing I'm mad about. If that whole thing was just like, hey, my bad, dude. Like, hey, cool, whatever.
Just keep it moving, man. It's like
just that one thing.
Yeah, man. It's I don't think like I can. I don't think I could do what you do. Like, even though you say I just
crazy,
bro. It doesn't matter. Like just. You say it's bullshit, but I'm like, no, it's like, it's time and effort into that, and being able to, line it up right. I'm gonna say something stupid and be like, got his ass,
You gotta
be out of here.
You gotta, and if you do say something stupid, you gotta be willing to be like, oh fuck,
just be a man and just be like, okay, that's my bad, just keep it moving.
Most adults, I think people understand that.
Yeah, it is what it is, but So going back to like the seismic thing, that's kind of what introduced me to your channel. The whole freaking saga that came along with that. It's funny too, because initially, like, he would pop into like my streams or like my videos, or like DM me or something like that. And like the more I was around and I saw him, I'm like, is it just me that's seeing, like his thumbnails of him comparing to like PokeRev? I'm like, is this weird behavior?
That's the first video I ever did on him. It was the PokeRev, like him photoshopping himself in his room.
Right.
That's the first one I saw, and I was like,
this is weird.
I was like, what the fuck is this? It was just on Twitter. I was like, bro, that's creepy.
Yeah, I didn't know how to take that. I was like, okay, but it'll still be cool with him. But then there was just like other little things. I even like hit up one of my friends in the space at the time, like, yo, is it me, or he's like a little off, and he already had like a good following at that point.
Yeah, he was pretty big.
And I was like, I feel like there's something weird. So I kind of tried to separate myself as far as I could from that. And I saw your videos. I'm like, justified. Let's go. Who is this guy? Oh, Opossum Bud. Thank you. Okay, so I was like, cool. But then going from there and just like keeping up with your content, when you hit like that, is there like a time with the content that you're like, damn, like, this is pretty damn cool that so many people are like coming in to support the channel?
Oh man, this is the first time I've actually successfully, and I mean successfully is a loose term, if you want, whatever you want to call it, I'm doing, where I've actually made content that I've gotten a good amount of feedback on. I think the most important thing that marks success is like actually getting a variety of feedback about what you're doing. The worst thing you can ever do, and this is coming from someone who made content that like was like this, the worst thing anybody can ever do is not care that you uploaded at all. That's the worst thing. If someone dislikes your video, that is as good in YouTube's eyes as someone liking your video. That's what's crazy. It's crazy. If they dislike it, cool. If they like it, cool. If they don't even care that you uploaded, that's the worst thing. And it's hard finding a balance where people are like interested in what you're talking about versus being saturated or like what you're adding to the table. It's like, and people, it's really up to people to do that. And I think I realized at one point that people at least want to hear what I had to say.
Yeah.
When I sat down one day, made a video, and then like actually just like looked at what was going on, and I saw that for a month, like a solid month, like 30 days, I had over 100,000 views, and I was like,
you're like, what the fuck?
I was like, what the hell? Because like you look at individual videos, and it's like 3K here, 4K there, something like that, which is insane. That's still a crazy amount of views. And anybody who gets like that level of views, you're killing it. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. You're fucking killing it on this space. There's people who upload every single day, they get 10 views and nothing more. you're killing it if you get that.
Yeah.
And just looking at that number, 100K, I was like, that's insane. That's insane. I don't even do anything that crazy. What the fuck?
I was Virginia with it too. She was like, "Why is everybody listening to?"
Virginia has always been my biggest supporter. She's always been like, you know, you really do bring something to the table here that other people don't. And I never believed her. I was like, are you kidding me? Like, what do I bring? Like plushies and like Japanese cards that no one cares about? Like, what do I even bring to the place? Because I still look at it that way. I really think people can do my content. I think people could do what I do. I don't do anything crazy. I really don't. You see, this is my microphone. My phone that I carry around with me every day is what I do. I have an editing software on my phone that I can use and upload videos whenever I go to work, or if I'm pulling a fucking 12er or something like that.
Yeah,
like, I can do it. I just genuinely like making content. I genuinely like voicing stuff. It's like a good venting tool. It's good practice.
Yeah.
I used to not be able to talk very well to people at all or anything. I just had to actually make myself talk and make myself do things. And
that's kind of surprising. You because I mean, like you're able to get your point across very well, and with some instances, you know, see both sides of it, and then you know put your how you feel about it out there too. Because so props on that.
I appreciate it.
Now, the first time I was able to meet you was at Card Party. Kind of brief, not like a whole lot too, because you were booed up with Gonzo, just the whole time.
Me and him were booing up. I didn't know anybody. That was like my first like real convention. I don't know if anybody could tell. I was nervous as hell at Card Party. I was like,
you were,
holy shit! What is like?
Was that like the first convention you had gone to since kind of like
the first like any major thing like that I'd ever been to? Like I'd been to like seminars and shit that like work. I've talked to like I've never like in my hobby been somewhere where like potentially eyes could have been on me as opposed to like some like just like a regular, because like that's how I live my life. I'm just a regular crowd surfing type dude. I don't really and outside of work, outside of like talking to like my friends or stuff like that, I don't talk very much. I'm actually a pretty quiet person, and that's another thing when people meet me or something like that, they're kind of surprised like. They're like, oh, hey, you know, like this, and this. And I'm like, hey, what's up?
Yeah, what's up?
I'm just like,
you're so reserved, man. I remember that being like about you too. Like you're like really reserved, you know, chill, not really like getting into the mix or anything. You're just like, you just pop up like, is that fucking opossum, bud? Is that fucking opossum?
Is that him right there? What the fuck?
Well, does he have his glasses on? Who the fuck is that? I can't.
Yeah, I wear glasses most of the time too. I don't fucking like contacts.
No, so there, and then obviously Collecticon, you're able to make it out recently to the LA cards, LA Collecticon.
Hey, blast.
How long was that in the works before like you're like, okay, I'm gonna go? Because it's not easy for you to get time off. I know it's not.
I had to plan that month. Like Gonzo mentioned it, I think he mentioned it last year at some point. I know that it was about November, December. And I just got moved over to a new position over the job, so I was kind of getting involved. I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to go. I was able to talk it out, and I was actually able to put it in the books. I was like, geez, I might actually be able to go. And then got on the plane. I was like, oh shit, I'm going. And then like it got off, and I'm like, I'm here. It really happened a lot like that. And I know it is, man. Like especially like you know working military or stuff like that. Like not everybody has like that kind of stuff, but I do kind of have.
Obligation,
pretty flexible with if I'm allowed or if I can or if mission needs something or anything. Like I kind of gotta be
because I remember you were supposed to go to the first card party, but then semi last minute you kind of had to cancel on that, right? Because of work.
Yep, I had to go on a trip that like was backed out from like 2 people, and for about 45, 50 days I was going.
Damn, man. Damn. That's a long ass time.
Yeah, I used to travel a lot for work. I used to be.
I remember you doing a lot of videos in hotels. You did a lot of videos in hotels. Well, you still do every now and then.
I used to actually be like, so there's one year, I don't remember which year it was, where I was at home 30, 36, 37 days that year.
Shit.
Yeah, I used to move like a lot because that's what the job I had. I had to do it.
You had to bend over and just take it on at that time.
That's what it is, man. It's just like right up there.
Right up there. Yep. But for me, Collecticon was a lot of fun. Like I had kind of a bad vibe from Collecticon the first time I went. I was like, I kind of don't want to go, but I think this year, I was able to, I know more people now, like you, like Gonzo the Wentz. We were able to hang out with Pat and everybody else that was there, so I feel I had so much more fun, man. And it was like the first time that I had been away from my family, just chilling with like the boys in like a long time. It was.
I think that's what really made it, man. It was like it was like the boys' night. It was like, dude, we're fucking just chilling. We're having a good old time. I hadn't done that in a while either. Just actually kicked it with some homies. Yeah. I think that was needed for everybody.
What did you take away from Collecticon the most? Because besides your trainers, I know you were going in there and just absolutely killing people for their trainers.
Working people, man. Like, it was crazy. And that's the point I was making. No one wants them. So that was cool. It was meeting y'all and actually getting to spend some real time with y'all, not just like some like, oh, we're a card party, we got this event to do thing.
Go from here to here to here to here,
which is cool. It just I didn't know what to expect going to card party. I didn't know what it was going to be like at all either. I think us actually like no shit, like just kicking it, going out and eating some food, talking, real like just opening some like basic packs. Talking about stuff that wasn't Pokemon, talking about like life, talking about like what we're doing.
We saw some midget wrestling. That was cool.
Go see some dudes getting bounced around. Fucking someone grabbed my nut,
dude. that was a weird night. I feel like that was like 3 nights in one because so it was Saturday night Collecticon. We were like already done whatever the event had closed down, so we were just we went back to the hotel. I think it was you, me, Gonzo, Pat, and Ian in our hotel room. We were just chilling in there, kind of like looking through, decompressing like what we got. Pat showed us like this massive stack that he was like, just like, oh yeah, I got some stuff too.
He's like, oh yeah, he pulls this just massive like stack of vintage packs out. He's like, I'm gonna do these for some reels. That's cool, right? And I'm like, God damn it.
Like, damn it.
I just have my trainers like in my hand. I'm just like,
fuck, I'm gonna hide these real quick.
Man, I'm doing the wrong business right now.
He pulled out this vintage box he got too. He was like, look what I got. I was like,
I was like,
okay, that's cool though. But and then cool. We went to go get some. What were we supposed to? We were getting something different, and then we saw this like
Chick-fil-A first, and then then we ended up going to like that ramen place.
That ramen place was fire. It was cool.
Slapped,
dude. It was so good, especially after like the long day. Like having some of that. What did we? I think I got the same thing as you. We got that katsu, the chicken katsu.
Chicken katsu, so good,
delicious, right? So we were there. Then we kind of go back over to the hotel room. I'm not sure if we went up to the hotel again or not. We might have.
I know Pat and Ian did because they were about to leave.
Okay. Yeah, because they got some stuff. They brought it down. But then we were like hanging down in the lobby until, I don't know. Well, for them.
Yeah, I saw Pat again. I was like, hey, what's up, dude?
Dude, so if you guys know this, Nick will stand on business and will walk up to whoever. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, even if he said something about you, like, hey, how are you doing? There he is. And most of the time, everybody is just nobody responds. They're just
okay. And I'm not even scared, dude. I'm 5'6". I'm like, look how little I am. Like, dude, what am I gonna do?
It was hilarious seeing that interaction was one of the funniest things I've seen in a long time, man. And we were just down. There's like a ton of people. It's just like a mess because there's like a bunch of people selling stuff like at a trade night type of thing by the bar lobby.
I don't know what was up with that. Like,
there was a lot of weird stuff going on over there. I'm like, people just
like more vendor shit, honestly. Yeah, just not at a vendor.
Just cases of slabs. And I'm like, yo, what is some crazy dealings going on right here? But then we walk back to like the back area. Like there's the bar, and then you kind of walk past the bar. And it's like a back area, kind of a little bit closed off, and then Vault is back there with his
Sean
two boys.
Sean and the boys.
Yeah, so Sean, his boy Colton, and Tone Loco, one of his mods back there too. We're all just chilling. We go back there. Everybody's hanging out, having a good time. We're having drinks, whatever. And it was weird because usually in LA the curfew for drinks serving is about 2 a.m. and it was so overrun with people and nerds down there that they're like, no, we got to close this bitch down early. So they closed it at midnight. So we're over there trying to rush to get a couple extra drinks. And we're like, okay, Pat and Ian left a little bit early to get home. They weren't drinking or anything. They know that they drive to drive home.
They're drinking water and eating those chips.
Exactly. So they left, they went, but it was still me, Gonzo, Nick, Sean, and then Sean's two friends, Tone and Colton. And we're like, okay, well, fuck, we kind of still want to chill. We still chill. We're still chilling, So we're like, where's the closest, bar or other place we could go to. And I think the bartender told Sean this, like,
Yes,
if you guys if you go over here, there's another
if you
bar.
go right out that door, there's a line. Like,
bro, like, I was assuming like, it's a bar, cool. No, it's like a club.
I didn't know that either. The way they described it was a bar.
Yeah, like a bar, and I don't think any of us are dressed for like what you would say a club. The club would be. I'm like, bro, I just gotta. So I'm stinky, smelly from the whole day. Probably we had some pizza on the sidewalk earlier. It was crazy. And we're waiting in line. Like, are we doing this? Are we going? And we did. And there wasn't a cover fee, but then they had to take Sean's ID and his credit card.
They just took his card and they were gonna apply the cover fee.
Like,
that was the weirdest shit.
I haven't been to a club in forever, and even when I did go, I did not like it.
No, it wasn't like that either. Like,
wasn't my vibe.
I didn't like either. It was not like that.
Yeah, it was weird. I was like, okay, is this like a different situation? Or whatever. They don't have my credit card. I'm gonna follow Sean. Sean has enough money to cover this for sure.
Yeah, big boy Sean.
Yeah, Sean leading the pack. And we're just like, fuck it. Oh, dude, we didn't even talk about in line. We're waiting, and one of the Pokemon voiceover actresses passes by us and looks at Sean. And then Gonzo waves her over.
Yeah.
And Sean's like, no, don't do this. Oh, he was very, very uncomfortable. He did not like that.
He just wasn't. He wasn't trying to talk. Like, it wasn't anything personal. He was just like, man, I just want to fuck get inside. Yeah, that's like, all it was.
Just please let me get inside in peace.
I was trying to say, like, there was like some girl speaking like French next to us, and Colton, like, he was kind of blitzed. He's like, is she speaking French? And I was like, no. And like, she was like, I am speaking French, and I was like, no, you're not. And he ruined it. He ruined what I was doing. He was like, bro, that's totally French.
It's like, nah, you're wrong.
I don't know if you heard that, but like,
I didn't hear that.
I was trying to.
I didn't hear that.
Because I was trying to mess with him because he was like drunk. I was like, nah, dude.
He was like, gone. He was lit. They had gone. They had gone to freaking Yard House earlier, and he was like shots. He was like
ruined it though.
So many shots.
Getting mad. She was like, no, what do you think I'm speaking? I'm like, no, you're not speaking. She started getting mad. I was like, all right, I'm sorry. Stop.
Just a fucking joke.
I was like, I'm fucking with him.
Not you. You guys both suck. You guys both ruined it.
You're both terrible.
And then I feel like Waka Flocka passed by us for a second and went into the club.
He did actually, yeah.
Yeah. He got in before us. He was like,
of course he did. He's Waka Flocka. He goes on the paint.
He took his Bulbasaur shirt off from earlier.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
That was marketing at its finest. Well, eventually we get in and we walk through like so many different rooms, going into like an elevator, get out of the elevator, go into another room. Then we walk outside, past another line into a room that had like doors that had like skulls and stuff in it. And we open up a door and it's just like, I think Gonzo might have said this. It was like Blade. It was like the opening scene of Blade.
My joke. I said that to him. And then he said it louder. He took my joke and he said it louder than me.
Fucking guy. It's like the opening scene of Blade.
Because we literally, like you're right. They opened a door, but the fucking door was just a wall.
Yeah,
like it was a wall.
It wasn't a small door. It was a massive door.
Grabbed part of the wall and opened it. I was like, dude, it's the fucking beginning of Blade in here. And then Gonzo's like, hey, it's the beginning of Blade. And everybody laughs. I'm like, fuck you, dude. Fuck off.
That was me. That was me.
Because I said that. I was like, what the fuck, man? That's my joke. And he's like, yeah, I know. I was just saying it again.
That's exactly what he would say too.
He did say that too. I was like, man.
I don't even know how to explain this. Like in the middle, there's like a giant square bar, like it's a four-sided bar. It's square and levitating or held up by wiring.
Levitating.
No, at that time I was kind of lit too.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck?
I can imagine what Colton was seeing in there, man. That must have been a scary experience.
Shadows, like they were just there was no ring. There were just people flying in the air.
There was a massive wrestling ring up there too. I'm just like, yo, what did we walk
literally
into?
Directly above the bar, like not to the side. No, it was directly on top of that bar.
Yeah, right over. Like this is first of all, this is a terrible view. I can't even see what's happening in the middle of the ring. But and then there's like sparklers going off. There's ring girls like holding the next round. Like what is happening? Yep. And this whole time we're still walking through. Your right nut gets savage. Yeah. Your right nut gets savagely attacked by somebody somehow.
Yeah, like we're walking and someone like just goes like, I don't know who it was either. Like they grabbed me. I was like, hey, check your pocket. Someone just grabbed me.
Gonzo got grabbed too. I was like, yo,
Gonzo did get grabbed, and then he like went stole full Steven Seagal on him. It was crazy. I was like, whoa, what do you see? Because he was just standing like against that wall. He was just like this, like patched up, and his hat was backwards. Like he was ready. I was like, gee.
It was weird. And the lady, the hostess that was walking us through all of this right here to give Sean's credit card to the bar staff in order to charge like the cover charge, whatever. Bro, she couldn't even get service. Like they didn't even want to service her.
She works there and she can't get a hold of anybody. What the fuck are we gonna do?
And then, I guess Sean convinced her to like, I don't think we want to do this. Like, can we go? And she just gave the stuff back to Sean and left us there. We're like, oh.
She's like, yeah, just stay up here. I don't care. And just left. And we were just up there. We're like, what the fuck do we do now? And we remember there was like a little taco. Dude, it was so weird. There was a taco stand inside like the fucking building we were in on like an outside terrace.
What the? I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, dude, remember because we went down the elevator again after that whole thing was done, and we were out there like.
I do remember that.
It was like a taco truck.
Yeah.
On the terrace.
Right, so in that same bar area. Didn't we get drinks from that place too after the fact? Because we went. I think they tried. I don't remember if they did or not. I think they tried. No, that's right. We did get drinks. That's right. Yeah, so it was like such a weird situation. They kind of like took like the weirdest twists and turns because it
was weird.
I didn't expect any of that, and I was like, I am kind of sobering up after this. Like, what the fuck?
That's what you boys do in California out here, man. What the hell? Arkansas, they're just literally like you walk in and it's just one giant square fucking bar area, and it's like just do what you want.
I never thought it would be so difficult to get a drink in LA at a reasonable hour. I feel like
wild.
And then the night wasn't over because we had one more drink at a separate. We left that area and we went down an elevator. We exited the elevator, I think, and then there was like an outside, more chill terrace area. They had like a little like taco thing open, and then you could get drinks there. We got like one drink, but by the time we got that drink, it was just like, yo, this
place sucks. All the floors are sticky. Sucks. I'm walking around everywhere. My shoes getting stuck. It doesn't matter where we stand. Everywhere's sticky.
And you're hoping it's sticky because of the drinks, but I don't know. I don't know, man. I saw the wrestling ring up there. Probably was really bad too.
We're a bunch of nerds. Honestly, you could have probably asked someone. Someone probably had a UV light because of the fucking PSA trick, and you probably could have checked the floors.
It was probably glowing like the 4th of July in there, man.
It's like fucking Ghostbusters too.
It's ectoplasm. It's ectoplasm.
It's all it is, man. It's a place used to be haunted, bro.
It's like the fucking scene from South Park where Randy Marsh just busts a fat nut everywhere. So we finished a drink and then we're like, no, we're leaving. We make you chug your beer or whatever you had at the end because we're like, we gotta go. So he's like, shit. He just chugs it, and we kind of call it a night, at least everything. But you and I went to the gym later on. It was like 2:30 in the morning, and we're like, yeah, let's go to the gym.
Yeah, fuck it, dude.
We went there. I think I just like ran like a mile, did a little bit of lifting, and you did your stairs and everything. I'm like, this is a weird ass night. Then we go back to the room. Gonzo's just chilling up there. I don't know what we were on, but
that room, man.
I don't know what we were. That was like the most funny conversation after we got back, and we were not talking about anything too, man. So I think like that type of time was probably the most fun I've had, whether it be like a card party or like Collecticon, just like being able to chill with you guys, not have to worry about like anything else, not having to like go home or deal with going to like the next event or being somewhere to meet somebody. It's just like the chill time. I think that's when like, it was like, okay, Nick fucks, he's down.
Yeah, dude, you fuck, bro. Yeah. Dude, Joey fucks. I saw it.
Dog, that was hilarious. Man,
well, I was trying to tell y'all about Gordy because everybody's talking shit about it for some reason. I was like, bro, y'all don't know Gordy fucks, bro.
Everybody was Gordy after that, man. Gordy is probably the top tier trainer now.
Dude, Gordy fucks.
Just being in that time, it was a lot of fun, man. And it's like one of those times that's like, okay, this is why like I feel I'm very happy that I'm involved within this hobby, like more than just making videos, because before it was just like making videos. I didn't expect to like even make a single like actual friend or like acquaintance within the hobby. But I think that is kind of like what separates a lot of people right now in this time, because there's a lot of people coming up and like popping in out of nowhere, which it's fine. If you enjoy the hobby, make your content, it's an open, free place to do so. Just don't be a fucking dick or an asshole about it. And just try to be a good person. That's really all you got to do. If you fuck up, you know, own up your mistake, try to make it right as best to your abilities, and, you know, just try to move on from that, you know. But and you'll meet like people and like have a really good time in it if you're doing it the right way. And even for Nick, like he talks the most shit about anything, and here he is, like he's like it was a lot of fun, man. And
it's true. And don't worry, don't believe me. I talk a little bit of shit at Collecticon. Don't you worry. Like I held true for a couple things. I think Jason Page performed at one point, and he performed Sumbreon.
Sumbreon was a classic. Yes, and we were just sitting there like we were with Goated Pools. Weren't we next to Goated Pools?
Yeah, we were by Arvin's fucking booth. That's right. That's when it did
Goated
happen.
Pools.
Arvin was singing. He was just singing and smiling away, and I was like, man. And
Gonzo, like, I love this song.
Gonzo, the whole trip, he was just taking pictures of me. He was recording me. He was doing all this shit, and I distinctively remember at that point, he has the phone like right here at me, like always, like, "Hey, Nick, what do you think about this song? What do you think?" And I was like, "What do I think?" And then I asked, "What does God think about this song?" That's the real question that we should be asking right now. I distinctively remember that. Gonzo was filming me the whole time. It was great. He had so many pictures of me eating food and shit.
He posted all of them too, pretty much.
He did.
It's the only ones he posted.
The weirdest, goofiest.
I think there's still a picture of you on somebody's camera roll getting lifted up by Gonzo.
Yeah, lifted fucking 80 feet in the air.
You're like
being grabbed by my crotch and just lifted fucking like a whole 3 feet.
You're like, bro, please put me down. And I'm just over there. Click.
Yeah, that's fine. It's gonna come out eventually. You're gonna be like, see, Opossum's short. That's why we don't like him. Look how little he is. Which, I mean, whatever. Short jokes are short jokes. Make them all you want. I can't do nothing about it.
Yeah, at this point, I just gotta fucking live what they deal with. It doesn't matter anymore.
They just go right over me anyway. It's no big deal.
Dude, what was like the most entertained you've ever been making your own video? Because sometimes you just have to be looking at this and you're like, dude, what the fuck is even wrong with people?
Actually, weirdly enough, one of my more recent videos was the funniest shit I'd ever seen. That blood video where that girl was throwing up the blood sign. Oh. That's one of the funniest things. Not even so much because of what happened for that video. I haven't done the video yet. I'm trying to fucking tie it in. Dude, she fucking responded to me, and like her husband like responded to me and all that shit. They were DMing me about the whole thing.
So yeah, dude, that no way. So dude,
yes,
there's gonna be a follow up to it. Is there?
I'm trying to tie it in with it. So like, there's been a trend lately where like, dude, if you don't like me, that's fine. If you don't like my videos, sure, whatever, that's cool. You're welcome to throw like, "Oh, Possum sucks" in the comments. I genuinely don't care. What's still, and it doesn't bother me as much. I don't take it as personally. I noticed that there's been people just straight up saying that I said stuff in my videos that I'd never said. That's like an uptick of things that's been going on. So I'm going to try to put like a compilation of that together. Yeah. One of them is what she said that I said 10 times in the video. She says I just did it. Like I just said, I called her something 10 times. I did not at all. And there's this whole conversation where I'm just like, because she said she had proof. She said she had the original. She said I spliced it out. I cut the entire thing out because I was like, no, I didn't. I just like
I haven't touched it.
she said I cut like that part out of the video, and she had the original clips. And I was like, all right, gangster, all right, blood, fucking throw those clips up. Come on, where are they? Throw them up right now. And she's like, oh, I'll throw them up tomorrow. I was like, a real gangster, throw them up now if you're real about that shit. Like, come on. And I was just getting under her skin and all that shit because this is what I post. And then I get a DM from her, but it's her husband. She's like, hey, this is her husband. I'm going to eat your ass whenever I get up, bro. I'm going to beat your butt whenever I see you. You coming to the next Collecticon? I was like, yeah, bro, I'm coming to Collecticon. I'm going to be right there, bro. What are you going to do? What are you going to do?
I'll be there.
He's like, I'm going to whoop your ass. I was like, you better bring a stepladder when you come over here, bro. You better do it.
That's insane, man.
I got that entire conversation. They blocked me after because I kept asking her those clips. I was like, I don't care about all that shit. That's a lot of words for here's the clip. Yeah, upload the motherfucking clip. If I said that,
just do it.
Yeah, that's what it is. Like, if you don't like me, cool, but like, just straight up lying.
All the things. I mean, they did it to themselves. Like, who? What was the point of that?
There's 10 legitimate things you cannot like me for that people would be like, yeah, fuck yeah, that guy right there. Like, why you gotta make up something?
Yeah. I can imagine you get a lot of hate DMs all the time.
Oh, dude, it's funny. Like, Instagram, like, people kind of get upset if I don't respond. I promise you, it's not because I don't want to talk to you. I get so many fucking DMs about 3 different things. Number one, I post on there, so I actually have video or pictures of cards I like. Sometimes people message me about that. 2, Hey, Opossum, have you seen this happening that's going on? And I'll get like maybe like 20, 30 of those a day. So like if someone's like DMing me, it gets lost in like just a bunch of shit. And then the other thing, just people being like calling me like racial slurs or saying they're gonna find me and like come like kicking my door or something. Like, and I'm like, okay, do it. Come on. I'm in Arkansas, baby.
Yeah.
You do the math on that, okay?
I'm
Like
right here.
I'm in the South. You can read between the lines there, okay?
You can try this. It's not gonna end well.
It's cool, man. It's cool. So I get a lot of those too, and it's just sometimes it's not even that. Sometimes people are just like, "You fucking suck," and I'm like, "Okay,
That's fair.
anything else? Yeah, something else? Cool."
You gotta hit me with something harder than that, man.
Yeah,
I've heard that one before.
That's the funny. The blood girl actually did talk about my height. She's like, everyone around you is like 6'2", 6'3", and you're just like a little 5-footer. And I'm like, nah, I'm actually 6'2". She's just pissing her off, just making her mad. Like, it's crazy. Man, that's one of the funniest experiences I've had lately.
That's funny, man. I didn't expect that. I felt like it was just like a one-off type of thing, and then
No.
I always forget, like, okay, there's probably going to be a bunch of people talking shit to him after the fact and saying stuff. Your comment section is like a fucking
Oh, it's crazy.
the comment section is crazy all the time.
The comment section, some of those dudes are fucking like wittier than I am. Some of those guys are funny, and I love it. Even if they like me or they don't like me, sometimes they just say the funniest things.
I had a thing. Tina wanted to know something. Tina, thank you guys, by the way, in the chat right now. They're chilling in here. Appreciate you.
We're not just fucking hanging out talking. My bad.
I know it's weird for me too, because normally like I'm really engaged with the chat, but like with the podcast, I feel like people, they just want to hear versus having the chat. So if you guys are in here chilling, appreciate you. Let me know. I'm gonna look at the chat right now too. Tina, I know you had a question right here. So she said, "I need to know, Opossum, are you standing on a step stool or are you bookshelf short?" I love Opossum. See, even Tina coming in here.
No, everything here is just little. They made it little just for me. So this is my room and it's little.
This is my room, bro.
No, it's the angle. So like, it's kind of hard to tell, but like I'm kind of angled upward a little bit.
Oh, okay.
It kind of makes everything like, so this shelf is like 6'5", 7". I think it's like 6'5". It's a little taller than it actually. Like if I actually went there and tried to grab something over there, you'd realize how tall it is.
Yeah, got it. And then there's another question here. Is there a genuine interest in Pokemon that's causing this type of markets? Things like Pocket getting people back into it, or is it just bots running the markets?
That's
possibly
a good
both.
Question. So genuine is a funny word to throw around when it comes to interest for Pokemon. I will say there is an interest in Pokemon increasing. So actual numbers and volumes, absolutely. Yeah. Do I think they're all real? You're suggesting bots. I completely agree with you. I think there's a lot of bots running around, especially with the most recent debacle.
The UPC thing?
Pokemon. It's an SPC.
My bad.
Don't call it a UPC.
Well, you're right. You're right.
You'll go get bad at you.
You're right.
It's a fucking UPC. It's the same thing. But yeah, especially apparently. So there's a lot of theories. Did you hear the shit about that?
Not all of them. I've seen a couple. I've only seen like screenshots. I forgot who posted. I forgot who posted screenshots of like literally people buying out like 500 or like at a time. I don't know if it was the UPCs or if it was bundles or something like that.
It was bundles.
There was the bundles, right? Like 500 at a time. Using their bots, whatever. I'm like, bro. I like added it up. I'm like, that's a good $60,000 right there. And I don't know what happened with the UPCs. I know that anytime a website creates some sort of bots fighting, scheme, whatever, they just change the bots and, make it adapt to whatever algorithm is happening.
One doesn't work. Let's try bot 2.
Bang, got him, baby. Yeah. So I don't know all the theories though. So like, if you know them, I want to know.
There's a couple of them. There's a really interesting one that I think kind of has merit to. Do you remember when the special delivery Charizard and special delivery Bidoof was like an email link that basically if you sign up for it, they'd kick it to you? Yeah. There's a nice little theory floating around. I'm still waiting for proof on that allegedly some people had links to actually get into the Pokemon Center to get the SPC before it was actually like while people were sitting in the queue, there was like links allegedly to bypass that queue.
Oh,
allegedly.
Shit.
And that's the thing that people have been saying. There's people that knew about it beforehand, so they were already waiting on the Pokemon Center. There's like inside knowledge for something. There's no factual basis on that whatsoever. But it's people talking. It's mostly on Reddit. It's mostly on Instagram. There's all of it. I think could have some merit on it. All of it I think could have happened. We don't know 100%. And especially that's a $90 product, right? That's like that's a pretty good $90 product, right? That has a deck box, a ton of packs.
It was like the cheapest one out of all of them too, because I remember the Terapagos one was like 120 retail. Obviously, the Charizard one was around the same price point. That's like the cheapest one that they've released.
And I feel like it has a lot of stuff in it, like a lot of good stuff. Right. Like it's actually a really solid product.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, like just of course, like that was going to be the case for like a product like this. It's Prismatic Evolution, so I don't know. I think it's all on the table. I literally think all of it's on the table, and them selling for like $400, $500 already.
It's we're all screwed, honestly, and it's not even I feel like I feel like we haven't even reached the zenith, if you wish.
Year, y'all think about that.
That's gonna be bad. I mean, I just see every new product coming out. I'm like, well, that's gonna be bad. Okay, this is gonna be bad.
You see the Glory of Team Rocket shit? You see all that stuff that was announced? Yeah. Like literally, I just looked over Virginia because she saw that. She gave me this look. She was like, "These motherfuckers ain't gonna let us have any shit, are they?" She loves Team Rocket. So Virginia, I don't know if y'all know, like she kind of keeps to herself. She's like a real fucking like. She's a real Gen 1er. She's a real. I'm kidding. She's not a Gen 1er. She'll fucking kill me.
She's basic.
She's gonna bust in this door and kill me. No, she likes Charizard. She really likes Team Rocket. She likes Evolution. She's kind of basic, but she likes a bunch of other stuff too. Like she likes some of the newer Pokemon, but she really does like Team Rocket. And she saw this. And that look she gave me, like where I was just like, yeah, fuck, I could feel it. I could feel it like over here because I saw it around the same time. I just look over at her and I'm like, yeah, there's 30 packs in that briefcase. Yeah, it's basically a booster box, but it's like a really cool booster box.
That thing is going to be near impossible to, even see, let alone.
Oh, we'll see.
Acquire.
We'll see people.
You're right.
Don't worry.
You're right.
Fucking, our PokeTubers will swing in on fucking vines and they'll open 2 or 3 of them and they'll be like, guys, just wait for this product to get cheaper while they're opening the packs of it.
It'll be great. Don't worry, guys.
I don't care if people just buy shit and they want to open it. You can spend whatever money you want. I just hate being lectured by people who don't do the things they're telling other people to do. It bothers me so much. It's like so like I'm just supposed to listen to you. But you're not listening to you.
It's funny too because like I never noticed it until you pointed it out in like a video not too long ago, and I started like watching and hearing. I was like, "Fuck, that happens a lot."
Yeah,
like I never really paid attention to that.
No problem. If you want to spend money, spend money. It's cool. Like whatever. It's your money. Yeah. I don't control the market. I can't tell you what to do. Do it. But motherfucker, don't like have the product right here and be like. Oh, guys, what you should really do is you should wait, right? Like, I didn't, but, like...
you guys should.
You should wait.
At this point, I'm just like, man, just get it at whatever... Like, if you want to get it at whatever price you can get it at, because I don't see it going down. Yeah. I don't see it going down like anything for the foreseeable future, especially with Team Rocket coming out, that being announced. You know, we saw, like, a little glimpse. I personally don't like the way... I like the Meowth, but I don't like the way they drew Giovanni.
Meowth is cool.
I don't like the way they drew Giovanni. I know that style of artwork.
You don't like Chibi Giovanni?
Yeah, I'm like that. I feel like that takes away so much from Rocky right there. But that's just my opinion.
Star shining or brilliant diamond shining pearl, fucking Giovanni. You don't like that?
I was like, it doesn't work for me. No, I'm good. But you know, that's obviously just the first wave of what they've announced.
We'll see what the SIRs look like.
It's no matter what. I feel like people are saying like, oh. I feel like I've seen this title so many times. The Team Rocket set is not what you think. I'm like, it doesn't matter. People are going to see that big old fucking R on there.
What do you mean? He's right there. Giovanni's right there.
And like the casual consumer is just going to be like, yo, Team Rocket, I remember that from when I was a kid. I wanted that. Or, you know, they're going to see it as, you know, whoever is like a scalper's going to see it. And they're just going to be like, yep, I need all of that. Let me get my bots on that. It's going to be
exactly
near impossible regardless. And I'm kind of dreading the release of that set. Like,
oh, dude,
honestly, like I feel like that is genuinely going to hurt the hobby so fucking much, man. I don't even know how to feel about it with it.
No, I completely agree with you. There's a lot of people right now that are like trying to downplay with like that's why I was doing this. It's like the thumbnail where it's like, it's really not what you think it is, guys. I have a case pre-ordered, but like it's really not going to be what you think. All right. And so for this set, I agree with you. I do think people are going to have a really hard time getting it. I kind of think if what's happened previously hasn't been a line for people, I think Destined Rivals, Glory of Team Rocket, I think that's going to be a line where people are like, man,
I
I'm
can't.
throwing in
I'm
the towel.
gone.
I really want to enjoy Pokemon for the things. I really want to like actually kind of stay current with stuff.
Yeah.
I can't win because like
Yeah.
people are playing very like low bar under the table stuff, man.
Yeah. And you see, I don't remember the last time. I don't remember what the price point of EV Heroes was, kind of like after it hit.
Some of these boxes, like there hasn't been anything yet quite to get what it was. EV Heroes, I remember like at its peak.
Yeah.
Because I was on Instagram and I made a very angry rant about it. Very angry. I remember the game I was playing in the background. It was Dead Rising 2. I had it in the background and everything. And I was just saying, like, you motherfuckers said this was okay.
Yeah.
You guys paid these prices. You validated these guys. Now this is the price. It was like $160
out the gate.
So like that first week, 160.
Damn.
It dropped. So EV Heroes did a lot of this, like a lot of like like that. The reason I have a Umbreon VMAX from EV Heroes is because at some point, I don't know what happened with the market that week or something, but like there was a week where no one cared about EV Heroes. I think it might have been because like Pokemon announced a reprint or something for it. I managed to pick up one for like $400, and I was just like, dude, pull the trigger, just do it, just fucking buy it. I don't think it's gonna get much lower. And sure to God, just shot right up,
took off to the moon.
Virginia really wanted a copy of it. I just bought something for me that was like $300.
You're like,
I was like, man, I should probably be a good husband. I should probably buy something. So I bought it, and like,
I remember opening Skyscraping Perfection because I was like, man, I'm not gonna. I don't want to deal with like EV Heroes, the price point at that time. Even Blue Sky Stream, it took a little while for Blue Sky Stream to take off.
It did.
The way it was. So I think I got a box of that. But EV Heroes, like I hadn't even seen a box like at that time period at all. I was like, no, I'm good. You know, I'll just pass on that. The other ones, you know, manageable. But on this one, it's crazy with Team Rocket because it's like
$200,
$250. I'm like,
yeah. I'm curious to see what week one what the price is going to be, because if it's $200 that first week, then it's already doing like more than EV Heroes was, and then in that case, I think we should be kind of like
that's concerning. That's honestly concerning because I think there's going to be a lot of people that just don't want to deal with it anymore, and then you know you can't. There's not wrong. They're not wrong to feel that way too. Yes, not people with distro acting like they ain't getting enough. Said meet Virginia in the bitch. She's like, I'm sick of this shit too.
But she in there too.
Yeah. Sly, what's going on, cuz? Appreciate you guys. It's a shit show, man. And I feel like it's like it never ends. Like the rabbit hole gets deeper and deeper too, because distros are selling it at a huge. Well, I can't speak for the Japanese distros.
Fuck those distros, am I right? Fuck those dudes.
It's weird, like there, and then obviously it goes to the secondary market, and then they just get fucked even harder, you know. And you know, trying to find it in the store, the whole MJ Holdings debacle that's going on right now.
Yeah.
I'm like
those LGSs too, man. The old MJ Holdings, the LGSs and like stuff like that too. They're in the stores like trying to pick up product too. I think people forget that little aspect of it. We saw a couple people a little bit ago that I swear to God, I was like, don't you fucking work your own like that store down there? Like that's what I was thinking the whole time. And I'm pretty sure it was him. I just couldn't like be 100% because but like they were grabbing stuff, nothing crazy, because once again we haven't had anything like crazier, but they were picking up some of the Shrouded Fable. Some what else was around at the time? I think we had like some Paldea Evolved. It was like the 3-pack blisters or something. And just whatever they could get, they were just kind of shoveling in.
It's so weird to see the night and day, or the day and night, I guess, with like Scarlet and Violet going from nobody. Just I know I said it before, but like literally nobody, at least that's like brand new to the hobby, or you know they've been here, people jump ship. They didn't give a fuck. Like literally zero. I think Scarlet and Violet base for the longest time. It was you could still get it for like $80, kind of similar to how Chillin' Rain was or Fusion Strike was for like the early period of that time.
Try $200 now.
And how quickly it ramped up is still mind blowing to me. Like I don't have any words for it, and it's just weird. It's really weird, and people doing weird things in order to make it that price point, or like the buyouts that we see, or it's just damn, like when people really go in on Pokemon, like they're here to fuck.
They fuck, dude.
They fuck hard.
They're in here fucking. It's crazy because like the justification they'll try to say sometimes is like, well, it's not incorrect, like information, I guess. They'll say always the same thing. The art's great. This is probably one of the best base sets we've ever had, and the sheer spread of things that you can get in the sets, and like none of that's like factually incorrect.
Yeah,
and it's the same thing whenever people are like hopping on like Japanese full art trainers, especially like the Sun and Moon ones and the X and Y ones, the ones that are like stupid fucking expensive.
Yeah,
right. People had this major complaint about them back in the day. Is like they didn't like that it was like only a trainer. The coloring on them was weird. I prefer like these ones. This is the stuff, and then like it's just things that technically are true.
Yeah,
but they have always been like that. The card was always like that. Scarlet and Violet base was always one of the best base sets we've had.
Right.
It's like something else changed. It's not just like, oh, all of a sudden Drowsy's like my favorite Pokemon from fucking 151. I love Drowsy. I love that episode where like Hypno's taking kids into the fucking woods and Drowsy has to reverse it or something. That's my favorite episode, which I do like that episode. That's a good one. The fucking hotel on top of the building or whatever. That's a good episode. But like, it's like, no way. Like y'all are just fishing for that. And Baxcalibur was where I was like, this is fucking stupid. I actually like Baxcalibur. I love fucking Frigibax. That dude's cool. And y'all trashed him. Y'all trashed that motherfucker. And now look at you. He's $100.
They were buying out all the Kamiya artworks from Art the Bags, Frigibax, Baxcalibur, and then the Drowsy. And another one that was like low key too.
Galarian Slowking.
Galarian Slowking was up. Damn.
From Chilling Reign.
That one went up too, huh? That was an underrated card for the longest time.
I feel like card.
That one, the Zero Aura is one of my favorite all-stars. I picked that one up when we were at CollectiCon because I was like, I need this.
You did. You also pulled up the Urshifu, the single strike. The Rapid Strike one.
Rapid Strike, beautiful one. Cross-legged Urshifu. Everybody, the nonsense. Beautiful card. Still,
so good.
Still kind of like, comparatively to like all these other cards, is still rather affordable. It's just like when things are going crazy.
PokeRez said fucking Battle Styles is good now. He said it's good. So it's not going to stick. Did you see that video?
I did it.
No, he posted a video and he's opening it. He's like, Battle Styles is now good? And he like...
And it's crazy too. Just like, damn it, he just set it off right now.
Well, they're like, I don't fucking care. It's a PokeRare video. He pulled the fucking Tyranitar. He pulled Sleepy Tyranitar from that box, which it was a great box. And it's like, dude, Battle Styles has always been good. That set's always been pretty good. And now it's like,
damn.
I don't think it's been pumped yet. I don't think PokeRare actually like did anything. Don't get me wrong, Nick. I don't think Nick had weird ill intentions. Okay, don't clip that and send that to him and be like, "Oh, look at that! The possum's ripping your beard off."
Talking shit. Ripping the beard off is crazy.
But this did happen. He did make that video. That was the title, and he did pull that card. And knowing this market, that
is the precursor.
Didn't Battle Styles get bought out on the Pokemon Center?
It did. As soon as that one's gone, I was like, okay, well, we're going to see the rise of Battle Styles.
Yeah, that's good. I went on a tangent. I'm sorry. Battle Styles is good.
Battle Styles, Chilling Reign was always like a really cool one. But seeing the illustration rares, the rise of illustration rares, that was a crazy thing to see. One of my personal favorites was the Houndour. I love Houndoom. So the Houndour... I think that's from Obsidian Flame, right? A personal favorite.
Yes,
it's always been been a $2 to $3 card for the longest time. It hit $30 in a matter of like a couple of days, and I was like, "What? Nobody cares. Nobody cares about this card. Why? All of a sudden?"
I always like Houndour, sir. You're gaslighting me.
Another one, the Tarantula. I thought it was a cheap ass card for the longest time, and then it was the Tarantula, the one.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
The one that's together with Spidops.
The one with Spidops.
Yeah.
What people liked the Tarantula better than the Spidops now?
Yeah, it was actually more expensive than the Spidops for the longest time. I was like, okay, so illustration rare just beat out SIRs all the time now. This is what we're doing.
I actually do have a theory, and this is just me. Y'all can bash me or say this is wrong all y'all want. You might be right someday. I think IRs are what's going to actually define the Scarlet and Violet era. I think at some point there are going to be standout SIRs. There's obviously, because everyone's like, oh, but I can't wait to get Bubble Mew for $40. That's not what's going to happen. There's obviously going to be ones that stand out. But when you look at like the entirety, like the spread
Mm-hmm.
of it, I think you're going to realize more sets have expensive IRs as the
Yeah.
set goes on, as opposed to SIRs. Like I don't think Tinkaton's going to get like a crazy pump. I don't think that Pidgeot, which for some reason I don't know why people don't like that Pidgeot by Jerky that much, but whatever, people don't.
I like that one. Yeah, it's good.
You're going to see people slowly fall off the fucking Paradox Pokemon train.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's going to be like the Roaring Moon's going to like tank the fucking like certain ones just aren't going to hold their value.
Right.
And like the IR equivalents to certain things are going to go up because people are like, oh, well, the IR market, the English grading and whatever excuse they have. That's just my personal opinion. I don't know how you feel about that, but I think that's going to define the Scarlet Violet era.
I think it definitely is, because I mean, with the illustration rares, I feel like that's like, for me, the trainer gallery was a precursor, obviously, for like the illustration rares, and then the artists being able to you just go ham on a card and deliver these beautiful artworks. And it's so in a way I'm kind of torn, because I think it's cool that it gives that artist the validation, like, oh, this card is worth something now, you know. But at the same time, to an extent, you know, it doesn't, going from $2 to $30 in the matter of a couple of days is not organic growth by any means. You know, if the card grows over time and people learn to appreciate it, that's awesome to see. You know, it's beautiful. Like you said, it's going to be a standout from Scarlet and Violet. And on the other hand, I'm just like, some of these SIRs are like just amazing. I feel like there was a big thing with them focusing in on how I said earlier, the Terra aspect of it, you know, because it's Scarlet and Violet, they introduced a new mechanic, so you got to, you know, show that and showcase it. But I feel like that might have taken away a little bit on some of the SIRs, you know, people not going for that, the Garchomp from what was that, Paradox Rift, so many other ones, you know, like, okay, there's not that much hype around them. But I still don't, like, I see your point, and I just still don't understand what could have caused everybody to go after those IRs versus the SIRs just like so quickly.
Had a very low buy-in point with a pretty big potential to pump it up. I think Magikarp was the precursor to that.
Just to kind of test, they saw
Magikarp. It. Yeah,
you're right.
Groudon, and oh man, there was one more big one that everybody like was really pumped about though. It was Groudon, Magikarp. There's one more big IR that was like huge. I can't think of it off the top of my head. I'm sure chat might know or something, but it's just I'm drawing a blank.
Let me see.
I know Yveltal was kind of, no. Oh god damn it.
I'm trying to think.
It's one of those types. It's one of those types of cards.
Eevee? The Eevee?
The Eevee, yes.
Ricky said Eevee.
Eevee was one, yes. I feel like there's another one, but sure, Eevee works perfectly, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, that was another one, because the Eevee was kind of like expensive out the gate, about $50. We hadn't seen that too much from the IRs at the time of Twilight. Drowsy, someone said Drowsy. Drowsy was more so after the fact too, because initially Drowsy
was like $8, homie. You're not gonna gaslight us on that.
Yeah, Drowsy was like really cheap early on. Like just like early on. No, somebody said the Tyranitar. The Tyranitar was
that's
T-Tar.
what I was thinking of. Yes.
Similar to Groudon, huh?
Thank you. That's what I was thinking of.
And that was from Paldea Evolved right there too. Yes. Paldea Evolved, they had so many illustration rares.
Great set.
I enjoyed that set a lot, and I feel like people still don't like Scarlet and Violet. Oh shit! Like, what is going on? Like, this is a much better set. What is happening here?
It was Magikarp, Iono, or Bust, or Tyranitar. It was those three. If you got those three, you were basically good.
Yeah, there was so much going on in the past like couple months. It's almost impossible to keep up, unless you're like just in the shits all the time looking at it. I'm like, yo, now this card is going crazy. Now this card is going crazy. It's dumb.
As much shit as I talk about like the investor bros, which I still think like some of them are a little goofy, it was sometimes kind of helpful. I'm gonna eat my words with this. It was sometimes nice just to like see, because they live, breathe, and eat that shit. They like anytime TCG player moves like an inch, they're like, they all look at it. All their videos go up. So it was kind of nice to like see. I mostly watched Rob Does Pokemon.
Yeah,
he was the one I liked the most, and I'm very sad to still see him gone.
Yeah, that sucks.
I miss him. But I'll tune into a couple of them here and there, and you'll watch them talk about it, and it kind of keeps you in the know. But like dude, it is crazy. I remember Slowpoke being a bigger deal than Drowsy.
Yeah.
Like Slowpoke was kind of a big deal.
He was derpy. I like Slowpoke because he's derpy.
he is cool. I do like that. The on and off ones. Latios is a big deal, right?
Yeah.
That AR.
Yeah.
IR. Excuse me.
Yeah, you better. We're not in your Japanese market right now, Nick. Come on.
My bad, bro.
Come on. They're gonna come after you now.
I'm sorry, bro.
We have another one here. Said, I think this is more of a statement. Castle Knight TCG said, "What's up, guys? It was good meeting you at Card Party 2. Question for Opossum: from scalpers to scammers and everything in between, what pisses you off the most in the space, even if it's completely obscure?"
Hypocrites. Hypocrites piss me off more than anything. Nothing makes me more mad than somebody swear. I'm not talking about like you do something and then like you like kind of do something else, like where it's like a little bit like, oh, I've got to buy. You buy a pack, but you're talking about like, oh, I don't like this set at all. Dude, I'm talking about people that like die on a fucking hill.
Yeah.
Like they're like they make whole videos about how something is like this way or this is what it is. And then they fucking turn around and they do the exact opposite of what they're doing. Nothing pisses me off more than a fucking hypocrite here. Absolutely.
And like you said, like he pointed out, like it's not the fact like people are allowed to like, you know, change their mind down the line, but I feel like we see that instantaneously. Like they're gonna put that video out and then night and day on the next one, like just completely flip the script and go against everything they just stood up for or just said. That yeah, that's fucking annoying because then people,
you can tell their opinion was bought. You can tell someone bought their opinion. Let me rephrase it. If someone obviously just like flopped for the sake of something that they don't actually feel. Okay, if they actually feel like something majorly changed their mind, you're not a hypocrite. Okay, like that's not what it is. It's you can literally see that someone gave them money or like something incentivized them to do it. You know. Sorry, I didn't cut you off.
No, you're good, man. Like it's a passionate thing, man. It pisses you the fuck off.
I fucking hate hypocrites, man. I fucking hate them. Hate them.
I think we've seen that in the hobby plenty of times at this point too. Dragnat said, "Is it just better to switch from English to Japanese cards until the stupid dies down?"
You want to answer that? You want to?
I honestly, we're at the point where we're fucked either way. You're either paying a huge markup on a box that's $35 to what $40. What's a high class set?
A high class set's usually about like $48. A regular set's usually around like the $40 area.
Right. So, like I said, we were just talking about, you know, when we're going over to Glory of Team Rocket, it's already quoting prices about $200 to $250. Or you can start off on an English box where MSRP is what, 161, 163? I forgot what it is.
Yeah, we'll see. But
and well, MSRP, but what is MSRP at this point, you know? Where, you know, it's probably going to be charging about 200 to 250 out the gate as well. So you're going to get a huge crazy markup regardless at this point. You just don't feel it. You just don't see it as much because like, oh, the Japanese seems more affordable right now, but when in reality the markup is technically probably higher because the entry point is supposed to be lower on the Japanese side. And then I don't know.
I'll say this. So box prices, yes, the overall like price point for a box, like 115 for Heatwave Arena sounds good compared to like a $230 Journey Together box. And yes, I suppose technically it is. The difference is though is like the logistics between an English box and a Japanese box. A heavy Japanese box is rare. When I say a heavy Japanese box, it's like you get more than 2 secret rares. And you got to remember those full art Pokemon like Caparaja and your full art trainers
that's your
you guys
hit.
Don't like Ruffian. That is your hit. That is what you're getting. Plus, you're guaranteed about 3 ARs and then some EXs here and there. And most people fucking don't even care about that shit. Your ARs are not worth near as much in Japanese. And that's something I will add to that too. If you want to collect Japanese ARs, dude, they're cheap. You can grab so many beautiful arts, beautiful cards of that for nothing. You like full art trainers? You like full art Pokemon? Not SARs, full art trainers. Yeah, they're cheap. You can pick them up for absolutely nothing, man.
Right.
The box logistics are so crazy. In English box, you can have multiple secret rares. You can have multiple hits in one of those boxes. You can have a crazy box in English. You don't really get that same experience in Japanese. And I'm not validating one or the other. How you want to spend your money is how you spend. You're looking at 2 different types of boxes and making that price comparison. Where it's like, oh well, this one's like this and this one's like this. It
doesn't.
You can get Japanese singles. There's a ton of Japanese singles right now that aren't very expensive. There's a ton of English ones too that really aren't that bad. But like the product point, Joey's right. I really do think you're basically like justifying a 4 times, 3 times price hike.
Yeah.
And if that happened in English, what that would look like in English is a $450 booster box.
And
think about that.
Yeah, we're just so accustomed to seeing that price point at this point that it just doesn't seem that bad, you know. Yeah,
Seems
that
pretty bad to
works.
me, but
Yeah, no, it does, but in
yeah,
reality, it is. But in like it just like our
yeah.
mind is
Price
programmed
comparison, yeah.
to see that price point at this point, and you're just like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll pay for that,
Yeah.
for this
Which
that type of
if you're
product.
new here, that's fair. Right? If you don't know, I understand.
Do you think like the influx of like new people back into it has you know added to the amounts of you know the product price like getting driven up even more so and easily? Because I feel like us like that are in here, like I said, in the shits all the time, we're kind of like
Yeah.
we know someone new coming in, they're seeing this price point for the very first time, like, oh, this is just the price, they
Yeah.
don't have they're not aware.
Oh, for sure. I think people are being taken for a ride. 100%. I think there's people that just don't know, and I love YouTubers to death. I really do. They're not always the best at explaining what's going on, like in the space, especially like certain like high volume ones. Some people try.
Yeah.
It's not their fault. Their page really isn't like the place to do it. I understand, but some people just don't know. Some people don't know that Japanese
Yeah.
boxes are $40 a piece. Some people don't know
Right.
that booster boxes were very commonly like on the English side like 120, 110, no problem.
Yeah.
Like some people just don't know.
The longest time, it's always funny. You talk about hypocrites, and then one of the things that people that irks me a lot is people that were complaining about the fact that it wasn't.
I know where you're going already.
These sets are trash, or they're not. The value wasn't there, and they're $80. Oh,
I am
fast
right
forward,
there with you.
fast
I am
forward
right
now,
there with you.
and we're like, base set Scarlet and Violet. Paradox is the next
Fucking-
big thing.
fucking thumbnail like this, they're like-
Obsidian. This
Point at it.
This fucking Obsidian Flames ETB is $28, bro. 3 months ago. 3 months ago. It is $100 now.
Well, look who's on the front, big guy. Look at that dude.
Fucking Manderchar?
Yeah, Manchar.
Manchar.
No, you're 100% right, dude. It's crazy because those are the guys that irk me. They talk the most shit about Scarlet and Violet, and nothing changed about Scarlet and Violet other than the price point. And
Yeah.
now all of a sudden, all these things are. That's what I'm talking about, like with like hypocritical stuff, and that's a great example. Like nothing changed their mind other than money.
Yeah. It's like it shows a lot of true colors and how like people truly view everything. And that's like me, because like I'm involved with people's money because I do the live openings.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, I'm a fucking little bitch just opening those cards for everybody, And it's like it puts me in a weird position because like not too long ago, like okay, these sets, it's a low entry point. Like even like I could provide a much lower entry points than most others. Because it's far below MSRP. Now getting things even like at MSRP, like I definitely came out on top because I got it at MSRP, which is like.
Oh yeah.
It's so weird to see, coming from like where it was not too long ago.
Yeah, I remember you chasing that Altaria for a good long amount of time. Like you were able to like do that. Like you were looking.
Yeah, it was. That was a lot of packs. That was a lot of packs, and comparatively, I think like those boxes, I think I was selling like between like $105 to $110, which was like okay, that's like reasonable considering like it's like a rip and ship. Now, I don't even think. I think Paradox Rift was like $200, like a booster box.
That's what's crazy. Scarlet and Violet, every set is high performing.
Hold on, Nick. My bad. I have. Let me attend to something real quick. I gotta grab my kid.
No worries.
Nick is gonna entertain the chat. Probably not, but yeah.
Oh hell yeah, cool. I can't see the chat, but cool. That's fine. I'll try.
Nick's gonna be right here.
Yeah, I'll do like a quick little mini video, like on your little podcast. I'll do that.
Here we go. Oh yeah, rants about it. You're good at ranting. I'll be right back.
I'll rant about something.
Put him on the spot right now, guys.
Yeah. Here, I'll talk. I actually got something to talk about too. Fucking, I can't see y'all, so I'm like, hey chat, how's it going? Dude, that's really funny. That's a good point about Scarlet and Violet. Is like every set is high performance. There's not like one bad set in Scarlet and Violet. I think the worst one is. I think it's Shroud of Fable, right? Like, I think that would have to be the worst performing set. And that was not the case when it came to, like, Sword and Shield, Sun and Moon at all. Like, you had trash sets for XY. Like, everyone's like, oh, Steam Siege is a big old pile of duty. I don't think Furious Fist was liked a whole lot whenever it first came out. I think the card I liked out of that, there was a couple good cards. the Carino was a great card to pull from that, but I don't think people were too hyped on that. Sun and Moon, you had your trash sets. What were the ones people didn't like about that, dude? Guardians Rising, Crimson Invasion, like very Ultra Beast censored ones. People didn't like those a whole lot. Was there one in year 2 that people didn't like for Sun and Moon? I feel like there was. I feel like there was one that people didn't like. It'll come to me. I know it wasn't Forbidden Light. I know it wasn't that. Sword and Shield, there were sets of people that like battle styles for the longest time. Like what was it? Darkness Ablaze. Rebel Clash. Rebel Clash was bad. Of course, that was a bad one.
Rebel Clash sucks. Still, I don't care.
I've been talking the whole time you've been gone about like how there's not a single low performing set in Scarlet and Violet, and that was not the case for previous generations.
Right. Because even like Steam Siege, all the way back to XY.
I mentioned Steve Siege. Yeah, we're on
that
the
is
same
like
wavelength.
it is like pinpoint. I don't think I've ever seen across the board an entire generation of like product just go up together. And it's funny too, because like, okay, this one went up. Oh, that's at people's price ranges now. Okay, this one's gonna go up next. And then Shrouded Fable goes up.
Yeah, dude, Shrouded Fable is the goofiest one to me because like Shrouded Fable does have some good cards, but when you look at the set and then you look at the other sets, you're just kind of like, why?
Wow.
What is it about this? What, a Persian? A Persian's what's doing it for you? Like that's it? You know what set also had a Persian in it? Fucking Unbroken Bonds. I don't see anybody clamoring for Persian and Unbroken motherfucking Bonds, okay?
First off, fuck a Lowland Persian. I don't like
No. This was
it a regular
Persian GX.
Was it a regular? Oh shit.
The Lowland Persian was
what was that? Burning Shadows.
Remix bout or something like that. No. It was because it was in remix bout. That fucking ugly piece of shit. I remember pulling him. Cosmic Eclipse or something. Was it Cosmic Eclipse or Miracle or not Miracle Twin? Unified Minds. It's in one of those two sets.
Oh, okay. For some reason, I thought it was in that other one. Okay. I take it back.
The regular Persian, I believe.
Got it. Okay, I got it. Damn. Yeah. Like I said, I've never seen it go up across the board like that, man. It's weird comparatively to any other era that has been around, or just I don't. It's harder and harder to justify it, and I think this is why like getting to the Team Rocket set, it's gonna be like a lot of people's exit point for whatever, because it's just the price in general. Yeah. We're already teetering on that, I feel like.
And the quality of sets, we're like at the beginning of year 3. Year 3, statistically for sets, it just gets better.
Yeah.
And
the back
this
end
is the beginning of year 3. I shudder to think what the end of year 3 looks like. And especially the high class set or the end year holiday set,
right?
And it's year 3 looks like.
And we still have megas. They're just gonna bring back megas on us at the same time, dude. Like, that's not even. I feel like that's not talked about as much because everybody's focused in on Rocket. Yeah. You know,
they'll talk about it soon. Don't worry.
But we're already megas are coming back. That's gonna be insane. Like I said, Pokemon announcing everything back to back with everything. It just like, oh, okay, you guys.
And then guess what? You're 30, the 30th anniversary. Yeah, woo! Next year, woo!
Celebrations was the last time. You know how Best Buy had announced like all those drops, like they were going to be restocking everything. I feel like the Celebrations UPC was the last time that I legitimately could not get my hands on a product. To this day, I've never owned a UPC of Celebrations because by the time it was out, it was already $250, $350, and I was like, I'm not gonna do it.
I remember that drop specifically because I was actually at a hotel at that time too. I was actually working out of town when that shit dropped, and I remember going to like a local store there because there was like a GameStop kind of around, but they didn't really have anything. I was like, oh, there's a local card store down. Let's see what they have. And it was kind of before I knew how bad that UPC really was. I knew it was bad because I saw people with ETBs early and all that stuff, right? And those were going crazy. $325 for one of those UPCs, and I was like,
"That's all.
We're doing that."
Yeah.
He's like, "What do you mean?" And he's like, "That's my." I was like, "Oh, okay. I guess we're doing that." Yeah, and I just walked out. I was like, "We're just doing that, I guess." Okay.
Oh my god, yeah, that was like the last time like a product has been was that outrageous, like out the gate. Until recently, obviously, with certain things, especially in Prismatic, Prismatic.
Y'all went around for Celebrations. That was crazy. That was a crazy time too.
And I feel so because that was That was right before Fusion or after Fusion. I can't remember, to be honest.
Right after Fusion.
Right after Fusion. So Fusion was like a lull set comparatively. A much like a fucking.
You want to talk about a set that like literally like 180 is Fusion straight
from Evo Skies to going into Fusion right after that. The hobby was dead at that point. Just on one set alone, people are just opening up Evo Skies.
People were like,
and then Celebrations came out and there was a ton of fucking hype. Can you imagine the hype train just continuing on and just keeping up with the 30th anniversary? It's gonna be stupid.
I actually can with the 30th. I really can. I can see that being like a opportunity for a lot of people to really just like. I think content's going to be stupid. I think stores are going to be stupid. And really, the only people who can solve this is Pokemon. Like, literally, they're the only people who, none of us, we tell people, hey, don't overpay, don't do all this stuff. There's too many people overpay. That's just not going to happen. Too many people got businesses. Too many people got YouTube pages. It's just not going to fucking happen. Pokemon's really the only one who can fix this. And they have to flood this place. Like, they have to Kyogre this shit. They got to straight up, like, just, like, grab the stone and Archie's got to fuck some shit up, and that's what's got to happen.
You remember when they bought those new printing facilities and everything like that? It's crazy to me with all that acquisition that they did with the printing that they still can't meet demand, or either can't or don't want to. I don't know what it is at this point.
That's another theory that people suspect is like that they don't want to meet demand.
Yeah, and they're like, okay, like how. Because Pokemon it's very rare for Pokemon to release actual statements to their general audiences, especially about the product, which is why like when they announce like, oh, there's going to be reprints coming, that announcement, like, oh, okay, so that's going to be what, good 3 to 4 month time frame, maybe possibly maybe more on that. I think we're about that time frame away at this point, where like, oh, okay, people have been talking about the reprints and everything, but I feel like it's going to get eaten up by either bots, because how flooded it is with people in here, either scalping or just doing whatever they can to get that product. It's going to be eaten up by bots, or it's going to be like a small reprint. Like Evo Skies had like one last reprint, and it was gone before anybody knew. Everybody knew, like nobody even knew it was a reprint because it was just gone. It like a small blip in the market and gone, eaten up. So I don't know how it's going to be with that, but I can tell you that we are all genuinely pretty screwed. That's a pretty fatalistic attitude to have to the hobby that I really enjoy and I'm heavily involved in. But it's the truth.
It really is.
It's the truth, man.
It's a massive possibility. The only thing that like really like other than a massive reprint is like if they do those reprints and they come out like say 6 months or something after they announce it or something like that. The only shot you really have is that the scalpers and like everybody else is bored. They're tired of this stuff. They get burnt the hell out.
Or there's something else that pops off in a different market.
Exactly. But the problem is, and this is what happened last time too, is it didn't get fixed with those. It's like what you were just saying about the evolving skies. That happened a good bit after.
Yeah.
Those reprints just get eaten up, and Pokemon would have to massively reprint this stuff in order for it to make a real difference. In which case,
in oblivion.
Another thing would happen, and I kind of discussed this today in my personal video I'm going to drop after this. Do people even want prismatic evolutions if it's easy to get? Does the majority of the customer base that's currently getting it want it if it's easy to get?
Right. And
think about it.
Nobody wanted these other sets when they were down, so why would they want it if it got, completely annihilated down to nothing?
Exactly.
People are going to lose out a lot of money. People that generally don't give a damn. Like they're just here for like literally one reason. It'll weed out a lot of people. Eventually they'll get weeded out when the hobby kind of like trickles back down to stasis. So where like everything's going as it should be. Everything's organic within the market, or everything's organic within releases, and not like manufactured with the bots with just like pumping and dumping all that stuff. I mean, it'd be nice to be able to open up Prismatic and not have to like worry like, damn, can I open up these 2 ETBs and afford to get groceries too?
That's kind of the fun of it, though, right? That's like what people are like. Not the
big gambling aspect of it.
It's like you're watching somebody. Yeah, I hate being like this, but it's kind of like something I have in the back of my head. I was like, it's a regular page, by the way. It's not like PokeRev or fucking like someone that's like able to get it and like whatever. But you're watching some regular dude open a bunch of prismatic. It's like, did this dude actually pay his bills today?
Yeah.
Did this dude actually like pay his electric bill? Does he have food?
You're like,
Is he like?
you're not
I'm
making money on this
curious.
content right now, so it's
Yeah,
like, how are you doing
and then
this?
it's like the fucking stakes for Prismatic is so high. Like
Mm,
they're sky high. Like it's like
yeah,
you either pull nothing, which is a overwhelming possibility,
legitimately nothing.
or you pull SIRs,
Yeah,
and some of those don't make up for the money that you spent,
yeah.
or you pull an evolution, which could, depending on how many packs you opened.
Like we
But
made it.
like exactly, it's like how many packs are you opening, or like,
Right.
especially if they're not doing a rip and ship or something, especially
Yeah.
if they're just like opening up packs. And they already said like, oh, this was hell to get. This was crazy for me to get.
Yeah.
And you're just watching, and in the back of your head, you're like, man, I really hope this dude's life is all right. I hope this dude didn't like buy from like Billy Bob from fucking Arkansas, scalping everything he could possibly get.
I remember seeing like a big influx of people like on the initial like the big time like in 2020 2021, like a lot of people were coming into it and you're just opening product and you just see all the channels pop up and
Yep.
then they disappear because
Yeah.
of that reason, like literally that reason, because they're going so heavy into the products and just opening it for themselves and they get caught up. Literally you get caught up. And I feel
Yeah.
like I talked to a lot of people too that barely like got back into collecting and they're like, yeah, I got this. I opened a lot of this. I'm like, you've been in this.
Like,
When,
holy hell.
like, when'd you get back in? A week? Damn. That's
Drop like
five thousand.
2 grand on stuff? God
That's
dang,
like
you're balling.
that's $5,000. I'm like, oh
Yeah.
yeah. I'm like, damn. I want to live like you someday.
Man, like how do you do that?
Yeah, it's a tough one, man. It's really difficult. Just to be able to maintain some sort of happiness, being able to rip something and, feel comfortable being able to rip something after like, okay, I've opened this, maybe I probably shouldn't open that. Maybe I shouldn't buy that. It's just, being in control of your own self pretty much at that point.
Yeah, that's crazy too, man. People can get really thrown out of this place just from overspending. Like that
Right.
really is like the one of the big reasons why people leave. It's good you brought that up because I think a
Yeah.
lot of people forget that.
And I feel like even because I always have this moral dilemma too, because with the rip and ships and stuff like that, I'm always like, guys, you don't have to buy. Like I would literally bullshit with you guys and chilling here with you guys. It doesn't matter. Okay, I mean, I appreciate it. Don't get me wrong. I appreciate the fuck out of you guys supporting anything I do within the channel, but like, don't do it if you can't do it. I don't want you guys to do it. Please don't make me the reason. So it's like always like a fucking moral dilemma that I even have with myself. Dragnet also came in here, said, do you think there any Pokemon do you think any Pokemon creators that are having more of a negative effect than a positive effect? So do you think there are any Pokemon? I mean, yes.
For sure.
Yeah.
Depends
I mean,
on what your aspect on a negative effect is, I guess. Like what kind of negative effect we talking?
Yeah. It just it'll teeter. Sometimes it'll be right now. I think it's like the investor bros that are getting like the brunt of it, and whatever like information they're trying to provide. Whether maybe they're not trying to be that way, but it just
For sure.
because of the way the market is, they're going to be demonized regardless, and some of them, probably deserving of it the way they are speaking about it, or what they're saying. Other people, I know you mentioned Rob Does Pokemon, genuinely giving good, trying to give people information rather than like passively pumping something that maybe they have, a lot of with them, or just like Danny Phantom, it's just trying to give you like recent market information. I think there's a difference in how you provide that information. Openers, like if you get caught up with Rev, like opening up whatever he's opening up, you are not Rev. You cannot open up everything that Rev is opening up. Do not try to keep up.
Does laps around this place. You're not him.
Do not keep up with him, man. Like it'll get you caught up, and that's literally it. Enjoy it. Watch him open it. Cool. Like I can't get the product right now. Just try to get what you can out of that. But I don't know. There's always good and there's always bad. Even like with me, it's good and bad. If you're watching Nick's content, it'll be good and bad. It just
I think it can be video by video too. I don't think creators are just like necessarily always good or bad.
Yeah.
I think they can make a negative video or a positive video sometimes, or like maybe good or bad or neutral or something. It's really weird because like YouTube's very, I don't know how to put it, man. Like YouTube is its own like weird pulsy beast. It's just People
pulsating
want
inside
to
you.
watch stuff.
Yeah.
And that stuff varies a lot.
Yeah.
I'm trying to say this without just being like, some people really want people to watch their stuff, and it doesn't really necessarily matter what they put out.
Yeah.
I'll put it like that. Sometimes people don't care if they're negative. Sometimes people don't care if they're putting out a good message. YouTube's a weird beast, man. It really is like it's some people's job. And the content people make for that, like, with it being so subjective, especially the Pokemon market, dude. I mean, it really depends on who you talk to.
Yeah.
You can go out to the store and like people are super happy that Prismatic is so expensive. They have like a hookup. They managed to get like 20 ETBs and they're able to like go on vacation because that shit. And then like you see collectors that are just regular dudes like go to the fucking store and they can't get shit.
Right. Yeah.
It's really how you look at it, man.
There are so many perspectives, and I feel like that's why people, especially right now, y'all gotta stop being so sensitive. Like, just hear people out and listen to people give your opinion. You cannot agree with, you could be friends with somebody, not agree with them, and if they're your friends, they're gonna listen to you, kind of understand your perspective. It's all about understanding, and there's literally zero understanding in so much of what Pokemon is right now. And for me, that's what like pisses me off a lot right now too. It's like, bro, just listen. If you had a bad take, if you said something, clarify it, like, my bad, I didn't mean it like that. But if you just if you're just doubling down because your ego is so far up your ass that you could just fucking smell your own shit, then that's on you. And you're like, okay, maybe I don't want to, support this person too much,
For sure. The Critical Hit Boys, I don't know if y'all know this, but like, me, Rock, Gonzo, Metri,
shout out to CHP.
Star, like, dude, yeah, we all disagree. Like, I don't know if we actually convey that very well. We all disagree with each other. Like, we'll be in our little chat, and like someone will like talk about a topic or something. Me and Rock actually disagree, not like negatively or anything. We actually disagree on stuff quite a bit. Same with like me and Gonzo generally agree with stuff like that. But every once in a while, there's like something we don't necessarily see eye to eye with.
Yeah.
And with Metri, like, me and him don't agree with everything eye to eye, and yet we're still buddies. We still kick it, and it's not that big a deal. It's not personal. It's people's opinions.
It's an opinion about a hobby that you enjoy, and everybody has a different perspective about that hobby. We have another one. I had a scalper grab a pack of cards out of my hands and buy it today because my local store restocked the store. It ended up giving me like a $10 store credit. Opinion, said DX does a lot. Opinions on that one individual. It's like you don't want to fight about Pokemon by any means, but like, don't touch me first. If you're touching me, then we're gonna have a problem. Like, I'm not gonna grab anything from anybody. I'm not gonna start the problem. I can resolve the problem, but like that's crazy to me.
I don't lie, man. That's pretty fucked up. Like, I'm sorry that happened to you.
Yeah.
There's no reason for someone to do that. Like, it's I don't know what it is, man. That's where I really do think like people's like livelihoods are on the line for this shit or something. I don't know, because it's like, if I lose something, like, obviously I want product too, but like, if I can't get it, it's okay. Like, I'll live.
Damn, it's fine.
I ain't taking a pack out of someone's hand. Like, that
is insane to me. I'm sorry to hear that too, DX. Opinions. Sorry, that person is a fucking scumbag.
Yeah, fuck that dude. That dude don't fuck.
that dude has, fuck. He has micro penis for sure. I'm glad that the store like kind of saw what happened and gave you some sort of like reason to feel comfortable coming back to the store. Maybe hopefully an apology. Like, if you're an LGS, like, an apology, like, I'm sorry, even if it's obviously you don't know that person or whatever, like, apologize, that happened in our store. Here's like, you say they give you a $10 credit. That's pretty cool of them, man. So I mean, I'm very sorry that happened in general though, dude. That shit sucks.
What a psychopath. Holy hell.
one pack you wrapped it out of your. It's insane. Yeah, what pack? I don't know if DX is in here still, but if you are, let me know.
Is it like Delta Species or something like that? Was it like like some old shit? You have Aquapolis in your hand? He was. I can't imagine.
He was looking underneath the shelving and he found the old school pack.
He found some base set too.
Lee has all the base set too, man. What are you talking about? He has
all the light base set too.
Moan My Age said, do we think Pokemon is trying to control or at least monitor secondary market at all?
Oh, Pokemon knows, man. Like, and I'll let you speak on this. Like, you probably know a little bit more than me. Yo, Pokemon knows. Pokemon knows what the hell is going on. Like, and that's all I'll say about it. They know, and that affects their decisions.
Pokemon definitely knows. man, at the same time, man, like it's weird to me that Pokemon doesn't have some sort of like rule when it comes to, you know, this whole MJ Holdings thing. First of all, like, oh, MJ Holdings did this. Like, do we have any measures in place to like, you know,
Dude,
limit?
That has to be like some kind of crime.
It has to be, because they're getting. So understand this. So, for instance, ads from distro before any type of boom happened, an ETB is roughly about 30 to 28 to like $31, depending on what the set, depending on the time period. That means that distro is actually buying that product from Pokemon itself at a cheaper cost. So MJ Holding is getting that at a cheaper cost and then selling it for whatever the market is. They shouldn't be allowed to do that. There are
under an alias. That's where you know something's like goofy about that. Like if they just had their dick out on the table and they were just like, yeah, dog, I'm MJ Holdings.
We're out here.
Market price now. Yeah, dog, we all good. I think it wouldn't be like, it'd still be shitty. It wouldn't be as bad. The fact they're going under an alias,
which means they know that this is wrong. We shouldn't be doing this, but we're gonna do it anyway. Who knows? who knows how many other shell companies they have that just haven't been found yet, or are under their fucking.
Holdings was just the one that didn't get another building to do it out of. They're just like, no, just use this address. Yeah. We'll look it up.
It'd be fine. They're never gonna get caught. Crazy, man.
To do that.
It's fucking insane, man. Yeah, I mean, Pokemon definitely knows what's going on, and I feel like they need to put some sort of measures in place to kind of somewhat correct it. But at that time, saying that too, it's supposed to be a free market. So does that control fuck up what like we're supposed to be as like American? You know, I feel like it's a slippery slope that can be solved if you get some big brain motherfuckers together to kind of, you know, figure it out, a long-term plan about it. But that's a lot of money to waste, a lot of money to invest on time to do that. And I don't think that's going to happen.
that's a process for sure. Yeah. Like, that'd be a lengthy, pricey, legality process. That'd be something, man.
Yeah. I don't know what that looks like, but Pokemon is definitely aware. And like Nick said, probably the best way to do it would just to be flooding the market with literally as much as possible. That'll piss a lot of people off too, but at least the majority, it'll bring Pokemon back to some sort of like median ground.
Yeah.
We had one more question in here, man. Scarlet and Violet is almost done. The mega sets will go under the banner of Pokemon Mega. Do you think Pocket and Physical will detract from the overall creativity in sets and arts? I don't think so. For me, I would say that Pokemon Pocket should kind of like, I don't know, as an artist, like you kind of draw inspiration from your surroundings or whatever you see. So I feel like for the artists, that gives more inspiration, because some of those Pokemon Pocket artworks are like really, really good.
They're amazing.
They're amazing. They're great. I think they're up, like they just keep upping the ante and what they can do and the creativity with artists. So I feel like it'll enhance it even more. Now, if Pokemon steps in and says like, okay, we're not doing illustration rares, it's going to be back to like basic, like going back to like the Mega era, like how is just the full art Megas, you know, there's no creativity involved. Pokemon could do that and they could stop the creativity. The artists themselves, I think, are doing as good of a job as they've ever done under the grounds of what Pokemon allows them to do.
For sure. And I mean, so it's crazy, I know, to think, because like how Pokemon's currently standing.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow, Pokemon's amazing right this second. Pokemon could do even something crazier.
Yeah.
They could do a crazier thing. The art could be ridiculously like more improved. Like there could be like, I mean, before like tag teams were ever announced, I didn't even think a tag team concept was possible. I was like, I remember when that was announced, I was like, Pikachu and Zekrom on the same card, Magikarp, Wailord, like dude. And it just blew my mind. That's the last time in Pokemon my mind was like legitimately just blown. I was like, what? Yeah, Virginia, look at this shit. There's the two Pokemon on there.
What the fuck did they do this?
She's like, I know, I'm looking at the same thing. Pokemon could do something crazy, man. They could do, and that's like, I guess me being an optimist about the whole thing is like, I think Pocket really hasn't damaged Physical that much at all. In fact, all I think it's done is give Pokemon another way to get people into the card game. Honestly,
that's an easier way to get back into the CCG versus Pokemon Go. So
for sure.
And then we were actually talking about this on one of my lives not too long ago. The fact that from now it seems that the mega set is going to be like its own block. Like I think we were talking about it before. I know Eddie just said in the chat, kind of like Heart Gold Soul Silver was like that small little block of, was it like 4 sets right around there. So I don't know what that looks like with the megas coming out, but it's weird to me that the Scarlet and Violet is kind of ending not abruptly, but a lot quicker than like other previous sets. Like I know Crown Zenith finished off on like the end of year holiday type of thing, and they ushered in the new year with Scarlet and Violet base. Whereas this year Scarlet and Violet base is going to end like end of Q3, Q4 will just be a new set, and then we're going to go into the new generation after that, where like Gen 10 would be the it's going to start off early on with the 30th anniversary. So it's like usually the beginning of a new generation is kind of like that downward period within Pokemon, unless you're talking about 2020 because of the like pandemic happening. There was a boom then, but now there's going to be another boom, the beginning of another era, and it's just like it's going to be a weird thing to kind of like see play out. And I don't know if I like it. Like it's cool to see all the new artworks coming out. It's going to be like fun to see, but like the actual being in the midst of Pokemon is going to be it's kind of going to be a weird ride going along with it, man. I don't know how I feel. I've been having like more negative outlooks of it as every day, man. Every day goes by, I'm like, man, this shit sucks sometimes.
It really is hard not to. There's just so much. There's so much happening just constantly. Like I think I said in a video, every day you can log in and just see some crazy happening involving like Pokemon cards, and it does make it very difficult to appreciate what's actually coming out. So case in point, Gloria Team Rocket, I think the set's gonna be cool. Heatwave Arena, I'm like, man, this set looks cool, but like
I can't.
I don't
want to
do that, man.
Yeah,
I can't justify the price.
I love the Ho-Oh. I was waiting for a dope Ho-Oh card.
Finally, dude's not getting left out too. Like the last time Ho-Oh got some love was fucking Ultra Shiny GX and Hidden Fates.
Yep.
Because I mean, he just got a regular full art. And
Silver Tempest, and I was kind of upset about that too because I saw Lugia. I'm like, oh, that'd be cool if they put the set together because they had so Ho-Oh and Lugia. It's there for the take. Nope. All right, so apparently not for Pokemon, but yeah, I'm so glad that Ethan is on there with Ho-Oh. It looks great. The Garchomp Cynthia look amazing. I love the art style, the early like 80s, 90s art style of Cynthia from that artist. It's beautiful. It's just right now it's not the most affordable Japanese set. There's still other sets. There's still other sets that are in Scarlet and Violet that are a lot cheaper that you can go to and get those artworks and everything. But I mean, it's both sides of it is really, really bad. I don't think the Japanese market is. I think the Japanese market could get worse than the English market at some point because I feel like that's always a little bit more out of our control because of how their market just wants to upsell everything over here because that's where they're making their money. They're not making their money over there.
If they choose to, they can drip feed us the product, honestly.
Yeah.
Like if it comes out of there, they can drip feed it. They can be like, we're going to keep it. We're just going to send this little bit out.
That's all we got right now. We'll have
a little more later for you. It's cool.
Mr. Zarsmik said, do you think they will ever do bronze, silver, and gold cards in a sets or bronze, silver, and gold cards? I mean, that's up to Pokemon. They could do anything at this point. They might as well. They're throwing the whole kitchen sink at it right now too. So it's like, I'll throw another silver card in there, another silver Dialga.
They could. I mean, I really do think those old school like gold cards, like the Zekrom and
the Reshi.
Yeah, Reshiram, dude, those ones really rock. Like they've never done anything quite like that again.
Yeah.
And I do like current gold cards, but like those, man, there's just something about like that gold card is I don't know, man.
It pops different. Great. Yeah.
It's just there's something. If they did it, I think it'd be great. I think it'd be like a good change of pace if they just were like, we'll go throw a little bit of that in there for you.
Yeah, might as well. As well at this point. Man. So for you in your content, Nick, like, it's kind of weird because like in the midst of all this like chaos, you do get a lot of content out of it. So is it like, fuck, cool, I get all this content, but damn, like at the end of the day, this hobby that I enjoy is kind of getting fucked right now. Like, how do you view that? How do you view that? How do you feel about that?
I know people don't believe me, but like, I get why people don't. I understand for the content's sake. I feel bad. I really do. I feel bad that like people are very much going through this as the Pokemon space does. I've been very fortunate. I've actually been through a lot of Pokemon times. I have a lot of Pokemon cards that are like older that some people are like just unable to go back and get because the price has gone up.
Yeah.
I'm very happy with my collection. I'm very happy with the things I've gotten. I'm very happy with where things are. And I feel like just some people, I worry that some people will never experience that. I'm worried some people just won't have that piece where they can just go back and like that. Like for me, like I can just go back and like look at all the trainers I've collected, look at like all the Sun and Moon shit, the old X and Y shit from Japanese and like things like that, and just be like, you know what? Even if I don't get like the new stuff, I can flip back and I got the Pikachu Zekrom alt art right here. I can take a look at this sucker. Like it's cool. I'm just a little worried that like new people aren't going to necessarily have that because older stuff's been kind of priced out because the now aspect like Sun and Moon XY is basically vintage at this point.
Yeah.
Sword and Shield is still so popular that like you want Medicham? Do you want the Medicham alt art? Because that's what you can get right now. That's what there is. That's what you're getting for a price that like most people with an entry point and like an average wallet size are going to be able to afford.
Right.
Other stuff too. I'm exaggerating obviously, but like, and then Scarlet and Violet's just like batshit crazy right now. So, and I really do think it because everyone always discounts this fact too, and everyone's always like, oh fuck, like this isn't for them. Like kids, man, I really do feel bad for kids, especially kids that are like really want to get into Pokemon, but like their parents can't justify this.
Yeah, like we got bills to pay. What do you mean you want this?
and it really does. It gets under my skin a little bit that like I'll get like those comments like this is not a kid's hobby anymore. This is not a fucking kid's hobby. It's like I don't even know how you can say that.
Right.
When like on the actual like packaging, it's like ages 7 and up. And like imagine for a second, like you guys were in these shoes. Like you were 7 years old in 2025 instead of like 1998, 1999 or whatever the fuck it was, right? And this was happening, and you got robbed of being a Pokemon fan at that age because of this, and this. Like, you can still play the games. You can do that. You can do this. Like, obviously, not everything's taken, but the card game, being current and pulling big, chase expensive cards, because people always are like, bulk, give the kids. Kids aren't stupid.
Right, yeah.
Kids aren't dumb. They know what the good cards are. They know what the good shit is.
Oh man, a vendor gave my son bulk one time when he was younger, and I was like, "What the?" Like he just opened the pack, he got nothing. He was like, "Oh, here, son." And he was like Dad. I'm like, he was like 3, 4 years old. I'm like, wow, this motherfucker doesn't want to sort this bulk. He just gave it to you. Like don't. You're trying to like give it to a kid and be nice, but at the same time, you're just like, no, you're not being nice. You just don't want to deal with the wrapper and the extras that you got right there. I get it. Yeah, exactly. I get that too, man. And it's funny too, because some of my best experiences have been, opening packs with my son, whether it be a few times on camera or off camera where, he's ripping packs and like, oh shit, he hit the Pikachu from Surging Sparks. He hit the Sumbreon from Terrestrial Festival.
Which congrats.
Yeah. Yeah. and like me, because I'm in it and, I'm able to get things. It's, for him, it's great. But for other kids, like his cousins, they're kind of into Pokemon too, but their parents they can't because they're like, how much is that? Like, no, they're
saying rational people. I understand.
Yeah, exactly. It's like sometimes you just can't justify. Even when I was a kid, which is probably why I love Pokemon to this day, my mom wasn't able to get me like packs every day, and back then they were like $1.99, $2.99, and that was for base set, whatever, fossil, jungle, all that good stuff. She couldn't even justify getting me more than a couple packs here and there, like in a month. So I was like, yeah, I get it, and that kind of is what made me want to continue to like enjoy Pokemon. And kids now are just gonna get the worst of it, literally the worst of it.
Yeah, and they're gonna have adults saying this isn't for them, and that's a widely accepted take to have here. I find it crazy personally. I find it nuts. Not to say adults can't enjoy it. It's just it's crazy how like
how they have the means like, oh, this isn't for kids. Like, to me, saying that is wild. I don't understand. Like,
it's one of the meanest things I think you can say in this hobby. It really is. I truly do mean. I think it's one of the fucking just downright bad spirited things you can say, like that it's not for kids at all. Fuck them. And it's like, man, like,
come on, man, like, I get
a bad thing to just like.
And hey, guys in chat, I said some brown sarcastically, okay? Don't give me shit on that.
He's getting it now.
Yeah, boys. This is brought to you by Jason Page. Don't actually sue me though.
He didn't sound that good live. I'll just say that.
That was a rough one, man.
He didn't have enough dumpster dogs that day,
bro. Yeah, it was. Hearing them live is an experience. I can imagine how those vendors feel day in and day out, every other month, hearing him. I feel
bad for the ones that were like right by the stage. Like we were kind of close, like over by Arvin's side. We weren't like right there. Some of them were like right by it.
If you guys haven't experienced a full Collecticon, go to the next one. It's bro, everything there was expensive too. I was like, damn, I can't buy nothing here.
Not everything. The sealed product was, but
Then trainers. Some of
the singles actually weren't that bad. Like, honestly, I was looking at some of them and it was like, hey, that's not terrible.
Yeah. Shout out to
check the price.
The vendors that I was able to buy from. Like, yeah, they were having the singles at reasonable pricing, even like within the market that it's in right now. I was like, oh, some of this is like a little bit below market. Cool, yeah, I'm down. Let's do this. They were flexible. The good people. A lot of the people I met at Collecticon, overall, a good experience. With whether they were selling or buying, I think it was a very enjoyable time, like on multiple aspects, like of the Collecticon, man.
I actually enjoyed talking to a lot of the vendors. A lot of them were actually very nice, and that surprised me. And a lot of them were flexible with pricing. Like if you had cash or if you were able to buy multiple things, dude, deals for days. Like they were super nice, super flexible the entire thing.
Yeah, awesome. I feel like that was a kind of a switch too from the last time I went to Collecticon, which wasn't even like it wasn't even a bull market. It was the market was trash at that time. And I went and everybody was like so firm, like no, there's no movement. I'm like, nope. Damn, man. No, this is what you get. This is what you get.
That's it, boys. No movement.
My mod Ricky said, Jay walking around Collecticon with Deep Pocket Monster. Wow, everyone's surprisingly nice. We weren't with Pat that much. Pat that
much. So I wasn't like, whenever I was buying a lot of trainers, I actually wasn't with Pat.
Yeah, same. I didn't make any purchases with Pat. If I did, we would have probably got even better deals.
We watched him make purchases. We were like, man, what you got,
bro? Remember when
what you got over there, man? Goddamn.
I got little timed by was that Pokemon Network over there? When I was trying to buy that Hidden Legends pack, but Pat was buying stuff, so they're like.
Dude, he didn't even look at you. That's right.
I was like, can I get this Hidden Legends pack too? And they're like, yeah, I got to finish up with him though. I'm like, all right, cool. Never followed up with me. I was like, all right, fuck you guys then too.
Hey, fucking J Corner or JTCG, whatever the fuck your name is. I'm talking to Pat. I'll get to you when I get to you.
I got big time, little time right there. I was like, damn, it's like that.
I just looked over here. I was like, damn.
I was like, well, I'm not gonna follow up with them either. It's like,
at least he said something to you. He didn't say anything to me. He just looked at me. He's like, what the fuck are you doing here?
Oh man. I was like, well, this is happening. Yeah, that was good.
I felt bad. I was like, man, that sucks.
Talk to us when you have 1,000 more subs, but yeah, facts. Yeah, it's fine. I probably would have got nothing from the Hidden Legends pack anyways.
Yeah, I mean, you might have.
Yeah, you're right. Damn.
Now, but we'll never know because he's just like,
look at this little guy.
That's Joey.
That's cute. That's cute.
I saw you eating Pizza Hut out there. I saw that. That's all y'all did,
bro. So we had an adventure. We had a delivery of Pizza Hut. One of the best Pizza Huts I've ever had, by the way.
Jesus Christ, that was good.
I don't know where we walked to, just some random sidewalk in downtown LA, and this guy in a motorized cart pulls up like 20 minutes later, delivering us pizza on the corner of whatever we were on, and that was a fun time too. I don't know why.
That whole experience is great.
Pat in here just over there is like recording a video pretty much the entire time. And we're just like, man, it's really tough out here for Deep Pocket Monster, out in the corner eating pizza.
Thing I know is like how many times he gets stopped. He was nice to everybody. There's not one person he wasn't nice to, which it's great. He was
exactly
exhausted as I imagined to be. That like he got stopped so many times by everybody. That just goes to show like how much people like the dude.
Yeah,
like
genuinely, he gives time to people, man. He was exhausted on Saturday, but he for sure gave his time to everybody. And There was this one guy as we were leaving to get pizza.
The dude almost took himself out.
And he recognized Pat, I guess, from his shorts. He's like, "Yo, I'm starting to make content too." And he was just like fucking hyped. Like he was making a video. Yeah, I'm making content too. Yeah, we're gonna collab together one day. And then he was like, and then Pat was just like, "Okay, bro, like cool, nice to meet you," and everything. And he was walking away, and then he turned around. He's like, "You the man. You the man." As he's about to run into a fucking pillar behind him.
Yeah, he's like 1.5 feet from like crushing his face on just this stone wall.
Turns around, stumbles around the pillar, almost falls over, and we're just like,
I'm still gonna do that collab.
No. And then fucking 30 minutes later, after we get the pizza, or when we're waiting for the pizza, we just see a fucking Tesla drive by fast again.
Yeah, it was old dude.
It's the same guy. You the man. I'm like, what the fuck?
Man, Pat?
We're like, what?
Just driving right by. That was crazy. Yeah, we got pizza at like literally just some fucking corner. Like we'd walked out of the convention and we just like it was like maybe like a block away or something. We were just trying to get somewhere where they could deliver us some food. Because man, the food prices at hey, that's one complaint. Collecticon food prices.
You should do it.
Y'all are
insane.
Y'all are crazy. But we ended up waiting for that, and just even there, people recognize Pat and like we were filming parts of the video, and not we. Yeah, Pat was filming parts of the video. We were just cracking jokes the entire time,
trying to make him break character the whole time.
Oh my gosh, Pat from YouTube! Oh fuck,
is that Pat from YouTube?
Is that fucking Pat?
Is that Short Pocket Monster over there?
Man, he looks taller on camera. There's all kinds of shit, dude. He's like, oh my god, it's Pokey Round.
He's over there just trying. He's just trying to get the video done. He can't around us. So
he didn't like that Pokey Round one. I learned that real quick.
Yeah, he's over it already.
He's like, oh my bad. Oh, my bad.
You're done. You're canceled. Never again. You're not invited. You're not invited anymore.
Get out of here. Get out of here. Just fucking some guy grabs me. I'm just never seen again.
We gave him a shotgun, so he can't come back.
Nope. Put him on the list.
Man, Nick, like, what do you have any like? I don't know. Like, do you have like plans for your content, or like, do you just go day by day? I'm assuming, right? I
just go day by day. Like, it's crazy because people ask me for advice all the time, and I don't know why. Because I don't have advice. I don't have like a plan. I don't have a model. I'm not that successful. I'm not that popular. I'm not really that different from any of y'all, honestly.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm probably worse in a lot of ways. I'm probably like, if you really itemize everything out, I'm probably a worse collector, a worse creator, and honestly, arguably worse for this space than most of you guys are. So, like, if anything, I listen to what you guys have to say about advice and stuff like that, like things I like. Obviously, like the biggest one is get a new microphone. And to me, I'm like,
you can't.
I don't need to.
It's too late.
That's the one piece of advice that I like. No, I'm sorry. This is way too convenient if I go on a trip or something. It's way too convenient.
It works, man. And like honestly, the audio doesn't sound bad at all.
It's crazy. I don't know what like. I don't even know how I figured it out. Like, I don't even know what it was. I think I just saw some fucking scrub on TikTok talking about some like scam that like Nestle or something was doing. Like, I don't even know what was going on. I was just like, he's got like one of the wires. Does that work? And I think I just tried it. I was like, God damn, it does work.
It works well, man. There's no reason to switch it up. If you switched it up, they'd call you a sellout regardless. So it's too late.
Yeah. You'd be like, sellout. I have Prismatic behind me. I'm a fucking sellout already.
Bro, how dare you? How dare you enjoy?
How dare I?
How dare Virginia like the Evolutions, by the way?
To an Evolution fan, you don't know, okay? You don't get it. And she likes Charizard, and he used to be popular.
Not no more. Charizard's like yesterday's news.
Charizard's old man status, bro. Like I keep telling people that it's like, you know that
fucking
old dude
boomer.
Like, you know that dude that hangs out around the high school? That's fucking Charizard. Like he just hangs out around places where like cool younger things hang out.
He's fucking Matthew McConaughey in Dazed and Confused.
He is only like somehow like older. Like I don't even know how to put it. Somehow worse than that. Like this dude right here. Nobody cares. Not one soul cares about Charizard right this second. It's all about Umbreon.
Umbreon is top tier.
Right there. There he is. Right
the jumbo.
There.
Yeah, he's back there too.
See, he's back there too. See?
Yeah.
See, Joey gets it.
That's why we fuck, man.
That's how he
pause.
Look at that fucks.
Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. We were dying just saying that the whole time at car party, man. It was shit. It was probably one of the best times I've ever had, man.
Blast.
Charizard equals Frank the Tank. Exactly. That's a good one.
That is a good one. That's really good.
If you guys have any more like last minute questions you guys want to ask Nick while we have him here, Nick, again, I appreciate the time. I know I had to cancel on you a couple times, bro, but thanks for being flexible. Pause. And you know, Virginia, thank you for lending me your man for a little while to talk about your evolution obsession. What did you say?
I feel it.
What do you, I care about Zards, LOL.
You say it now. You say I'll check in with you in a couple months, man. We'll see how you feel about it.
Oh, it's my buddy AJ. He actually
okay.
I gave him
I'm just kidding.
No, you're fine because it was a funny story because today his daughter pulled the 151 Charizard.
And he's like, whoa!
Yeah. And I was like, that's awesome. No fucking way.
The worst Charizard of this block. No Nexzard.
Oh my God. Yeah. Unfortunately. I was so hyped to see the 151 Charizard and it was a letdown for sure. And still now super expensive. Go figure.
He's the best one.
Go figure. I don't know. Blastoise is of the big three. The Blastoise is my favorite, but the Zapdos is probably the best one in that.
Zapdos art is really cool. I would say the Venusaur is just a little bit better for me, but I just love that art.
Yeah.
I like the Gardenia that artist did too.
No, yeah. Oh yeah.
Gardenia's Vigor. Oh yeah, that was so good. That's such a good card.
That's the Crown Zenith one, or yeah, right, the V-Star one. Moan My Age, appreciate you on the gifted, man. Jen getting gifted that gifted. Let us see it.
Damn, you're getting gifted shit, man. You're cool.
Yeah, man. We made it, baby. We made
fucking
it.
Dude.
You should do a live stream one day. Can you even do a live stream?
I can do whatever I want. I can turn on memberships anytime I want. I can live stream anytime I want.
Bro, I want. Why don't you ever do a live stream?
Because I'm so boring. Like I really am like one of the more boring people you'll probably ever meet. I don't think I have a personality for live streams. I really don't. Like I think I don't know. Like I can bullshit with people, but I can't like. I don't know. It's weird.
Is it like
I've done lives before, but I've done them on Instagram.
Gotcha.
And I'm sure it was fine, but I had like a million critiques for myself. I was just like, I don't know. It's weird to me.
I think you popping off on a rant in a live stream would probably be one of the best things that we've ever seen.
I probably could. I might take you up on that. You might be the new Alex Ketchum to fucking my ideas. I might take you up on that.
You were low key. I put you on the spot, and you were low key doing it right now. My bad, by the way, but
oh, you're good.
Yeah,
that was easy. There was already a topic laid out.
Yeah, it's funny. My daughter has been like, she doesn't want my wife to put her to bed. She only wants me to put her to bed. So I'm like, okay, let me go ahead and get her down. She's up there crying. She's like, Dad. I'm like, all right, let me go. 1 second.
That's adorable.
Yeah, man, it's a good time to have the kids and everything. Nick, when's the next time you're going to be in When's the next time you can schedule time off after the time you took off already?
Card party.
Oh, really? Are you gonna go to the East Coast one or the West Coast one or both?
As of now, I've been invited. We'll see if I'll actually be able to go. As of now, yes. Once again with work.
Yeah.
There's always that slight chance that like something
pops up.
You just never know. But as of now, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to meet Gonzo there. Gonzo's already gossiping like a little girl about it, going like, "Bro, we gotta do this. We gotta do this." And I'm like, "Yeah, we gotta do this." And like, he's going, man. He's ready.
I know he texted me. Was it last night about the East Coast one? I'm not gonna go to the East Coast one. I'm gonna go to the West Coast one. He's like, we got to bunk up, man. I was like,
I did say if I had a choice between the two, I'd want to go to the West one so I could experience it like different over there. Like if I have to pick between one or the other, like it's just impossible. I'm going to the West one.
Yeah, me too, man. I went to Florida last year. It was cool. For me, I like, okay, I can't justify another trip out to Florida away from the family because we're doing actually a decent amount of traveling this year too. So I'm like, okay, maybe I should only go to one. So I'm like, okay, I've actually never been to Seattle. I think it's in Seattle, right? Washington. Never been. So it's a beautiful place. I'm trying to convince one of my moderators, Ricky, to go up too, and we might take the train. There's a train that goes from LA all the way up there. And
really?
It's like a day trip. So I'm like, low key.
Cool. Dude, if someone who was in Europe and took like trains like that would go all across Europe, dude, like do that if you can. That's legit.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because over there too, everything's like so close together.
Dude, you can go anywhere in Europe on a fucking train. It's not that expensive. Like the Euro count for it was really not as bad as we thought it'd be.
Wow. Man, I need to go international sometime,
Dude,
some point
fucking
too, man.
bro, like the Pokemon, like in Europe one time, like just the bros, like hook up, dude, man.
Pokemon took me all the way to Europe, or
Yeah, fuck, I already see the thumbnails.
fighting scalpers in European Pokemon territory. I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna say, but
Fucking open mouth, and like there's like Pokemon cards, like Big Ben, and like just like people in masks, like in front of it,
people with masks
and just fucking Gonzo, like open mouth thumbnail, like
on the side with Big Ben right over there. Oh, we're gonna make that happen. We're gonna make that happen
now. We've spoken to existence. But yeah, Ricky, if you got time, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. So hopefully we're able to go out to the West Coast one and make a good time with it. I think the best time so far has, even like when we go to those things, like not necessarily being around the Pokemon stuff, but being able to chill with people that like you've kind of come to know at this point and getting like building actual friendships with them. So that was actually pretty cool, man.
Hell yeah.
And again, I appreciate you coming on to the podcast. If you guys, I'm gonna end it off right here. If you guys haven't subbed up to Opossum, make sure you sub up to his channel. His link is in the description. His IG is in the description. A moderator could drop his link. I'm assuming everybody here has either hate watched his video or watched his video. I don't think I don't think he cares. He appreciates the support either way.
No, you're always welcome to come in. You don't agree with the video? Just let me know. You like the video? Let me know.
Yeah,
or just pop in and say what's up. You can say whatever you want.
And I think that's why you are continuing to be, I guess in your own right, successful, because like you allow people to, voice that, and you're like, bro, like, it's fine. Like if you don't like me, you don't have to like me. It's fine.
And I'll defend it too. If you don't like me and someone's like, this person should be able to say it, be like, fuck no, they're allowed to say that. They can say whatever they want here. I don't care. They can say I have a micro dick and I'm 6 inches tall. I don't care.
Exactly. And on that, for all my micro dick virgin gang people in this building,
it's a good one. I can't open with that though.
Yeah,
they'll age restrict that shit immediately.
30 seconds, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Thank you guys so much for being in here. Nick, appreciate you coming onto the podcast and chilling with us, talking a little smack and talking a little bit about Pokemon right now. Everybody in here, thank you guys again, always supporting the channel and being in here. Much love to all of you. And until then, we will see you next time. Later on, guys.